Welcome to the Wild Magic Podcast, Season 1, The Rise of the Shine Brigade. This episode contains explicit language not suited for sprouts, tots, or toadstools. Trigger warnings and music credits can be found in the description below.
Welcome back, Shine Brigade. Last time, we had a concert at the Dumpster Warehouse, where Delilah and her band faced off against both Salmonella Saturday and Demons from the Past. Delilah got to play on the main stage of a place that was very special to her, a place that her brother once played as well. She and the rest of the Shine Brigade defeated Salmonella Saturday and had a moment to reflect on the failings of the past. At the end of the session, Jason Ivy smashed through the ceiling of the Dumpster Warehouse and landed in a very machismo style on the floor. That's sort of where we left off. You, the Shine Brigade, in various states of tiredness, because it's currently 3 a.m, are sort of hanging around the Dumpster Warehouse, maybe sleeping on some of the derelict couches, maybe talking, maybe like Griff, dancing with a special person. But you all see Jason Ivy smash through the window and collide with the ground and do a barrel roll. What would you like to do?
Standing next to Michael, he just nudges him. Is that Jason Ivy? Holy shit.
Where the gloom did he come from?
Oh my god, it's Jason Ivy.
Oh my god, it's Jason Ivy.
Griff, I missed you so much. He sort of tears off like this parachute that's been cut to shreds, sort of runs up to you and just he's used to pulling you into a very big hug and pulling you upwards. But you've kind of put on some mass in your training and in your time getting better. And so you see that he actually kind of struggles to pick you up, which plasters a smile across his face. He says, Griff, did you get a new haircut?
Yeah, just a little one though.
Man, I was only gone for, a month or so, and you've gone and grown up on me already.
I'm gonna look over at Nikki and just be like, did someone slip something in my drink, or is this actually happening?
I think it's actually happening.
Okay, could you just pinch me to double check?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Pinches you.
He's still here. Jason, oh my god.
Oh, yes, I'm here. And who is this?
Oh, this is my friend. Did you have to come in through the roof?
Griff, real quick, is there anybody inside of that art exhibit over there?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
You hear this screeching noise as a broken pollinator smashes through the ceiling and blows up in the art exhibit.
Yes.
It sends fire everywhere. Some of it lands inside of dumpsters, which is convenient.
They're already on fire too, so...
Jason,
Delilah's gonna go over to Recklin. You got my text.
Written in the stars, baby. Written in the stars.
Jason, what is happening right now?
Well, Griff, I took this when I was escaping from captivity, and, I stopped by the Shine Brigade, and when you weren't there, and they told me where you were, I came here immediately, but the pollinator that I was riding ran out of gas.
You were in captivity? Wait, hold on, what?
Right, yes, that's a whole story that I'm happy to tell all of you. But first, I found your dad, Griff. I know where he is.
What? You found him?
I found him. It's part of the story that I'm going to tell, but he's... Well, I'm not going to say that he's okay, but he's alive, and I think that we can get him.
Okay. When do we leave? Where do we go?
Well, Griff, to be honest, I've been traveling for a while, and it looks like you have all undergone some combat, and so I think it might be best that we rest for the night and leave at 1200 hours tomorrow.
Are you sure we have time? I mean...
I'm sure that we have time, Griff. I wouldn't risk it if we didn't.
Okay, I trust you. So, you rode all the way... How far did you ride that pollinator?
Why don't we get back to the Shine compound and maybe make a couple cups of coffee before we talk about this?
Yeah, that seems smart.
It would probably be best to move before the crowd realizes what's going on and swarms us.
All right, yes, let's go back to the Shine compound, and I'll tell you everything.
We've got a limo out front.
Oh, great. We can take that.
We have a limo?
Well, yeah, what else?
You called the limo.
It's just
Just saying,
my car.
it was really hard to get here without that. Why wasn't it? Never mind. At least it's here now.
I mean, he just kind of follows me around. I just thought it'd be more fun to ride with you guys.
Having a limo is so anti-punk that it circles around again and it's kind of cool again. So, all right, yeah, I'm down for this.
Nikki says, seems like you're probably busy here with Shine Brigade stuff, right?
Oh my god, Nikki, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I'll text you sometime, all right?
Yeah. Sorry that everything just came crashing down at once.
Yeah, no worries. I'm not going to say I understand, but it's totally fine.
Yeah. Thanks, Nikki. And
Yeah,
thanks
sure.
for being here tonight.
I had a great time.
Me too. And next time I'll try to make sure that we don't get attacked by random strangers. Maybe just coffee or something.
Yeah, maybe just like a coffee or a movie or something.
Yeah, and lots of security guards.
Cool. Well, yeah, I'll see you around. Sort of as he starts walking away, you see Jason kind of gives you like a look. He like sort of kneels down like beside you. He says, "Griff, there's one rule. There's one rule in both love and war. Do you know what that is?
No?
Be fearless, Griff." Kind of like nudges you forward.
We have to go home, Jason.
All right.
And I'll look at him again. Fine. And then I'll run up and tap Nikki on the shoulder.
You're gonna tackle them for a second.
Yeah. Damn, okay.
And
Hey, what's up?
And then I'll just give him a kiss on the cheek and run away.
Young love.
So sweet.
Okay, you do that. So, Shine Brigade, you head back to the Shine compound. It's probably like 4 a.m. now. You're feeling pretty tired. Jason Ivy sort of tells you all that you guys can talk in the morning. So, all of you gain the benefit of a long rest.
Woo!
Thank you, oh gracious dear.
Of course. And in the morning, you all reconvene inside of the war room that's at the very top of the Shine compound. Jason Ivy sort of stands at the front of the table and waits as you all filter in. You guys didn't get much sleep. It's probably I'd say 8 now. So just enough to get like a little bit of shut-eye, a little bit of rest. And Jason is going to say, "All right, are you ready for a story?"
As ready as we'll ever be, I guess.
Okay.
Hold on, the pot of coffee's almost done brewing. And he's gonna get coffee. Anyone else want coffee?
Yeah, I'll take a double.
Sugar?
No
One lump?
sugar.
2?
Anise,
Okay.
could we hurry?
Okay, fine. She gets coffee for who wants coffee and is at the table.
The story begins after the fire at Cordytech. I parachuted out of the building and fled the horrific cameras of the media. I found myself tumbling down a cliff, piece by piece, rock by rock. When I landed at the bottom, I knew what I had to do. I had to find your father. There was no other choice. So I followed the trails, Griff. I followed the trails of the pollinator. My journey took me across the seas. I found myself in the kelpy regions of Laminaria, where the ocean was salty, and the people even saltier. I asked around. I found shady figures. I fought them, one and all, until I got another hint. That took me over the seas once more. To the cold winter peaks of Wintergreen, where the ice is cold and the people colder. Asking around, they asked me where I could find my quarry, at an old abandoned warehouse. I went at night, and there I uncovered it, the pollinator. Torn apart, defunct. But what was it doing here of all places? I asked myself this very question, when suddenly, movement from the shadows. A step here, a step there. I got flashbacks to my time in Cerulean. Just me alone in the jungle. Nothing except for my fists and my knife. 15 men, each bearing a different artifact of void. I fought them tooth and nail. One by one, they came at me. Punch, kick, stab. But I made a fatal mistake. I didn't account for the 16th member. They leapt from the ceilings. They tackled me. They pinned me down with strength that I've never witnessed before. And they knocked me out. And they tied me up. The next few weeks were a blur. I remember sounds of the ocean. Sounds of grass rustling. I kept them in mind. I remembered each step, each foliage. I knew where we were, Griff. We were in the floating city of Dandelion. I was tied up, alone, in a cell. I survived by eating bugs and drinking draft water that fell from the ceiling. But there's one thing that they didn't account for. When they tied my ropes, I tensed my muscles, Griff. And I kept them tensed. And I did not stop keeping them tensed until the moment struck. A guard thought I was dead. He entered the cell. I beat him up. I stole his clothing. I entered a compound, unlike anything that I had ever seen before, built into the floating city. I looked around that place, Griff. There was a line of people making things. Prisms, the same thing that your father was working so long on. So many of them. I didn't do anything at the time. The place was so heavily guarded, and I knew that I only had one mission, to find your father, Griff. And find him I did. Locked up in another cell was Mikhail Cordonarius.
Did you talk to him? Is he okay?
He was pretty beat up, Griff. He looked as though he hadn't been eating. Part of his arm was missing.
Oh my god.
I didn't have much time to talk, because guards flew at me from all directions. I had no choice but to use the rope that I was tied up with to lasso a pollinator and come back to Sunflower City. And that's where I am now.
You used your own rope to lasso a pollinator and ride it home?
Yes, of course.
And you rode a pollinator halfway around the world?
I did.
Over oceans and mountains?
There were days when I thought that the pollinator would falter. The sounds inside made me shiver. But if there's one thing I learned from my time on Cerulean, it was to be fearless and to be persistent, Griff.
This is a lot to process. Good engineering on our part.
Yeah, the pollinator made it all the way back to Shine Compound and only died on the leg of the trip where you came to see us after you had whatever vehicle you wanted to use.
That's right.
That's very impressive engineering. Also, you could have used a car, but I'm glad you're back.
Thank you.
They cut off his arm?
I don't know exactly what happened, Griff. I pray that is not what happened.
Okay. Well, I guess there's nothing we can do right now, huh? Gotta wait till morning. Are you sure that we won't be too late?
I can't be sure of anything, but I think that there's preparations that we need to make.
I can think of a few things that I need to get done before then, just in case.
And if they have all these prisms, God knows what might happen. No, that's for the future to worry about. We just save Dad, and then we come back, and then we'll figure out the prisms.
That's right. One step at a time, Griff.
Okay.
If you'll forgive my saying, I don't mean to be insensitive in saying this, but this is good news. You know, this is good. This is progress. This is not, you know, you look despondent, but this is a good thing we just had. This is, you know, we have a lead now. We have intel. We know that your father is some state of safe.
He's alive.
Yeah.
You're right. He's alive. And we know where he is, which is more than we knew yesterday.
Exactly. We have Jason Ivy here, who, quite frankly, he seems to be more competent than any individual member of the Shine Brigade, and I feel honored to be in his presence, to be completely frank. And thank you for sharing your story. I'm at a loss for even how to say that was so cool.
Of course.
And I work for the Shine Brigade, and I see a lot of cool things, and like, it's been kindergarten hours what I've been doing. That is professional stuff, sir. Thank you for your service. But Griff, you know, it's good. This is good news. We're doing good. Turn that frown upside. Okay, maybe that's not the time for that one.
And I mean, we're the best people out there to save him, right? There's no one who's going to do a better job than us. So at least I have you guys with me to do this. Thank you.
I'm always happy to help, Griff. I hope that he's okay.
Me too.
We'll get the rest of your family reunited.
One step at a time.
So when do we leave?
We leave at 1200 hours.
1200. Okay.
Get your bearings together. I'll see you all back here.
Jason, I've got an extra bed in my room if you want to not be on the road anymore.
I think I'll take you up on that, Griff.
Alright, well, I'm heading to sleep, so you can either come with me or I'm sure someone around here can show you to my room.
So the rest of the Shine Brigade, you go, take rest. Jason Ivy, give some directions on preparation. So, between Recklin and Michael. Who would like to go first?
Go for it, buddy. Okay, yeah, rock, paper, scissors. Agreed.
Or maybe coins of fate is more.
Coins of fate. Okay. Oh, I thought I was like, all right, coins of fate.
No, that was where my mind went first. But,
You made the fists, and I'm like, okay, either fisticuffs or.
Okay, folks listening at home, we have a decision here to see who will go through their deeply personal relationship issues first between Recklin and Michael Brown. For this, we're going to be, of course, flipping the immaculate coins of fate.
I'll let you call it.
Perfectly balanced.
I'll let you call if we flip it or not. Heads.
And flip it.
It's tails.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've lost like 4 coin flips in a row on the coins of fate.
You just need to flip it more often.
I'm just
Apparently.
wrong every time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It makes up for it because I feel like Calvin always gets the right call.
Yeah, so true.
It's universe karma, you know, for the type of person we are.
Okay, so Michael Brown, you find yourself inside of your room, which is currently undergoing renovation. What would you like to do?
Yes, Michael has been very busy with a project in the backyard. Seeing where this is going and knowing that he has been neglecting talking to a few people for a while, namely Melissa and the kids who did not show up to the banquet. So I think Michael is going to call Melissa and try to get a hold of her. Ring, ring.
So someone picks up on the other end. Yes, hello?
Hey, this is Michael. I was wanting to see if you wanted to come meet me somewhere and talk for a little bit.
About what, Michael?
Well, I feel like there are some things that I need to tell you that you deserve to know.
Well, we're already on the phone, aren't we?
We are, yes, but I was hoping to do this in person. Would you mind meeting me at the Shine compound, my new work? I promise this won't take long.
I don't know.
I just want the opportunity to show you that I can be a good dad. Will you let me do that?
Okay, Michael.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'll send a car for you.
A car?
Yes.
I'll just drive there.
That'll work too. Yeah. Okay. I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Michael makes last minute finishing touches to the backyard, cleans up his house, which has been mostly clean the past couple of days, but there's a few Dorito bags and some old soda cans laying around. So he makes sure to get all those pushed out of the way, and then he goes down to the lobby to meet Melissa. I'm glad you came.
Sure.
I'm sorry for making you drive all this way. It's just this is really important to me.
Okay.
Just follow me if you wish, if you like.
Yeah.
Michael will lead Melissa over to the elevator, walking past the TV and hangout room, the kitchen, the cafeteria. As we go up the elevator, I think we see into the training facility quickly, and it's just, I'm sure, overwhelming for Melissa, who has never seen the inside of the Shine compound before. And we get up to the level that all of our rooms are on. I lead her out and start walking down the hallway. It's just through here, if you don't mind.
Michael, where are we going?
We're going to my room. I've been working on something, and I want to show you. We're already here, right?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Michael opens the door, and the view of the street and the 3 houses is there.
Oh.
So I know it's probably a little weird. I recreated the houses around us and our house.
Can I ask why?
Because in the past couple of months of living without you and without the kids, I've missed home a lot, and I had the opportunity to feel what it would be like if I was still at home. But that's not what this is about. This is not what I made for you to see. This is let's just go into the house, okay?
Okay. Sure.
Michael leads Melissa with her confused look up to the second door.
Is this our neighbor's houses too?
They are. There's nothing in there. We don't need to worry about that. This is what I want you to see. Michael opens the door, and inside, everything is spotless. The living room looks like it has been perfectly manicured. All the family photos are sitting around, up and facing towards where people would be walking, so that they are walking past and catch an eye and see my kids. And continuing through the house, leading Melissa out to the sliding glass door in the back, he says, This is what I wanted to show you. And he opens the sliding glass door, and behind it is a beautiful, lush backyard with grass and birds flying around and chirping. There's all sorts of weird mechanical toys that are animated and running around and playing with each other. They're having a great time. There's bouncy castle and a massive playground with monkey bars and a slide, and it's all wrapped in foam, very safe. And then in the back, you see a small building that's just has big blue letters on it that say Learning Center. And Michael, leading Melissa back there to the Learning Center, shows her the homework area and shows her the computer area that shuts off at a specific time, and all the things that Michael could think of that his two twin girls would enjoy, even if he had to leave for something. I know that I don't have a right to be in your life or in their life anymore. I know that. Melissa, I'm asking you to give me a chance. I won't make the same mistakes I did before. That is a promise I will keep.
Michael, this is so much.
I know it's a lot, and I haven't even shown you the mini-sized flowerball court that I built for them. With all the safety equipment, I promise. It's all top of the line. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I know that it's too late to make those up. But I can't just sit here and let those two grow up without a father, a role model that they want to have in their lives. Please.
Michael, the twins miss you, obviously. They miss their father. They made me go and buy your stupid action figure.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. It's weird, because it sounds like you didn't even... The voice lines aren't even cool.
Just what I would say normally,
Well...
Get her done.
Michael, I want you to be in the twins' life, but I need you to talk to me. I can't have you bringing them places that I don't know about. I can't have you putting their lives in danger.
That's what this is all for.
I can't have you doing things without telling me. You never talked to me. Can you do that?
I can do that. I'll get a cell phone today. I'll make sure that you get that number, and any time you call or text, I will respond. I promise you.
Okay. We'll start slow, maybe a weekend here or there.
That's all I'm asking for.
And Michael, please tear this house down. It's so creepy. I don't even know what to say about this.
It has all the family pictures in there. I can't just tear it down. I mean, there's all the furniture.
This is not your house. This is not your house, Michael.
You're right.
Michael, we'll start with next weekend.
Okay.
And thank you for being honest with me.
Like I said, you deserve to hear it.
So, do I go through the house to get out of here?
Oh no, here, hold on. And Michael will actually pick out same ballerina from his first scene is dancing around in the courtyard out there and is going to be their guide leading them down to the front lobby. I know it's kind of corny.
Okay, follow the ballerina.
Yep,
It's not even the weirdest thing that I've seen today.
You have to understand how weird all this is for me, okay? This is not what I was picturing at all. People get cool superpowers and they think they're gonna be like really strong or they're gonna fly. I got cute cuddly gadgets.
Nope, Michael, I'll see you later, okay? And please, next time you do an action figure, don't make the voice line so annoying.
I'll look into that.
Thank you. Melissa's gonna trepidatiously follow the ballerina out into the front door.
And Michael just watches her until they disappear around the corner of the hallway. And then we'll go to Griff's room and see if Griff will give Michael a cell phone.
It's like, I know you have extras in there.
Why would you immediately assume I have extra cell phones?
Well, just, you were always quick to replace them whenever I broke them before, and I was just really hoping for a quick favor, if you don't mind.
Okay, but don't tell anyone.
No, of course not. Of course not. And maybe you could show me how to use it at some point as well. I would really appreciate that.
Can't you just, look up how to use it?
All right, thanks, Griff. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Michael will go back to his room and start making preparations for the trip.
Recklin, you did eventually get a text back that said, okay, where should we meet?
God, what a whiplash after house reveal.
So glad.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Now I gotta do things. Oh my god.
So glad someone said something about the house.
Oh, the house.
About the house.
It was gonna be Melissa, yeah. I mean, Rick said a little bit.
All right, so yeah, I just how about the park next to Joe's Deli? 9:15 tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, that works for me.
Perfect. See you then. No emojis.
Period.
Period. No, not that mean. Period. And so yeah, so next morning I put on one of my few button-down shirts. It's a little worse for wear, but it's not a fun run t-shirt, so it's a pretty formal outfit as Recklin sees it. He actually decides to. He usually is very reticent. He likes to use the train, but this one he gets someone to drive him out to the park, so he isn't all grungy. So he looks kind of nice for this. And he goes up and he goes to the bench that they used to hang out at a lot when he was working at Joe's Deli, and he just sits himself down at the bench and waits for Ray to show because he comes 15 minutes early.
You see that Ray walks up to you. He is sort of wearing his usual level of dressed upness, very fashionable, sort of wearing that V-neck that shows off his chest hair.
Nice.
Walks up and takes a seat next to you. You said he's holding like a little bakery box.
Oh my god.
Hey, Recklin,
Hey.
how's it going?
It's going good.
I'm sorry, I don't know if this is appropriate at all, but I didn't know what to bring for something like this, so I
just sent you we need to talk, and then I didn't elaborate. Yeah, so I'm sorry about that. I was nervous.
It's okay.
No, yeah,
totally.
But thank you for the what's in the box.
Oh, they were doing a meat cupcake.
Oh my god, like, what?
Sort of like
That's freaking wild. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. Rocky opens it up. Oh my god. This might be even a bridge too far from my definition. This thing is insane. I love it. Amazing. Thank you. This is
of course, yeah.
This is a crime. At this, I think some bakers would cry if they saw this, and that knowing that fills me with a certain joy.
It's a cup of meat cake.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So to the point in the message I sent where we needed to talk. I'm thinking that we need to talk, and I need to preface that I'm not. It's I wanted to, I guess, apologize to you. No, not I guess. I want to apologize to you. I've been feeling really rotten about the way we got back together. I'm really not proud of myself for this. I've been kind of disgusted with myself for this for a little bit. When you first texted me, when you first texted me, oh, let's go meet up again, in my head, the only thing that was going through me was, oh, you know what? I'm part of the Shine Brigade. You know what? I'm hot stuff. I'll show you, and it wasn't about you. I was just doing it at the beginning to feed my own ego. I didn't give you a chance. And I just kept on this entire time we've been together, just expecting this shoe to drop. Like you didn't care, and that you weren't sincere. And this entire time you were being so nice. I was holding this malignancy, this distrust of you in my heart, just expecting that there was a catch. And so when you told me that you just you said we were dating when we weren't, like, whatever, that's not whatever. Like, life happens like that. That generally doesn't bug me, and I just felt so bad that I was expecting you to not care. It feels really rotten. And I'm sorry I was doing that, quite frankly.
Recklin, I don't think you have anything to apologize for. When we were together before, I said things that were awful. Honestly, I think that you were in your right to never want to talk to me again.
Yeah, and then at the same time, I blew past your concerns pretty frequently, and I didn't. You would be concerned about things, and we can pretend sometimes, oh, Recklin doesn't notice. Sometimes Recklin very intentionally did not follow your needs on things. So it's not like I was perfect in this, but I didn't come out here to say, like, trying to make some who did, what did, doing this autopsy of what was in there in the past. You see me as a person. And I think that everything that anyone ever does, like the reason why anyone dresses the way they do or they talk the way they do is because people have this deep yearning for being seen, for someone to think about them and to smile. I mean, that's why we do everything we do. And you've seen me. You don't just see me now when I'm in the Shine Brigade. You saw me back when I was working at Joe's Deli and I was still in that halfway house and I couldn't keep down a job. When my mom didn't want to talk to me. When nobody at the center had any faith for me, I couldn't do anything. And you saw me then, you cared about me then. I remember thinking when I was working at that deli, I was really bad at that deli, and I kept on thinking, I bet he really likes my sandwiches. I bet that's totally why he's here every week, is because he likes my sandwiches. My sandwiches were terrible. I screwed up your bell peppers every single time. Even sometimes now, I have trouble distinguishing between different peppers. I just put random peppers in your sandwich. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you weren't doing that because of my amazing sandwich making abilities. You were doing it for me. You were doing it because you liked spending time with me. When I was nothing. When I didn't even like looking at myself in the mirror. You were going there to have my stupid sandwiches. You've been with me on these different... I'm so grateful to have you in my life. I'm so thankful that you see me. I know there's things that need to be worked on both of our ends, but I can say with 100% certainty that, Ray, I love you, and I want to fight for what we have. I want to see you on stage, and I want to walk out when there's that little intermission part, and everyone's saying, and I like get my little pineapple juice, and I'm having my good pineapple juice, and everyone's saying, that guy who plays Aldolfo, he's so good. And I can sit there with my pineapple juice, and I know you're playing Aldolfo, and I'm like, of course he's really good. He's my freaking boyfriend. But I just get to sit there with a smugness, and everyone's saying how cool he is. And I know that after the show, I get to meet up with the guy playing Aldolfo, and we get to have meat dumplings after. Like, I want that. I want to see you on stage. I want to go to the art museum and call everything derivative. I want to go and say, oh my gosh, was Pablo Picasso holding this man hostage? Like, why is he doing this? Did Pablo Picasso threaten his mother? Is that why he's doing this cubist monstrosity? I want to do that with you. I want to go fishing with you. I want to go fishing in the sun and you get sunburned and it's a big freaking mess, and I want to just deal with that, and I have a great spot we need to go fishing. I want to do everything with you. I want to do this with you. I want to fight for you, and I'm gonna fight for you, and I know this is a lot. We're in the park, and that was a lot. I'm sorry. I really love you.
Those sandwiches were like salads inside.
Yeah,
inside of a sandwich.
Yeah.
You put a full salad in there.
I don't know the difference. I figured if it's just greens, you'd like the other greens too.
Ray sort of like wraps a pinky around your pinky as you're sitting on the bench. Recklin, it's when I first met you, I thought that people were rotten. I thought that everybody was just in this world for themselves. And I don't think I realized it at first, but when I met you and when you had that, I don't know, that smile, that you hated the job that you were working at, and you hated your position, but even still, you had hope. You kept trying, you did things, and Recklin, it's never been the people in your life help, but it's always been you. You've always had the heart. You've always had the drive. You've always been that piece that puts people together. And so I'm honored when you tell me that I was there for you, but Recklin, you were there for me. I love you too.
I think I just embrace him tight. I just hold around him. I just want to be close to him right now. I want to fight for this. I want to protect this.
Let's fight together, Recklin.
Let's fight together.
But you're gonna have to do, physically a lot of the fighting because you're really strong.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like honestly, you've really buffed up.
Thank you. Magic shine powers, that certainly helps. It found the HVAC in my soul. I've had a lot of things going on.
I'm so sorry. This may be inappropriate, but I'm dying to know, how is the meat cupcake?
Okay, yeah. Okay. I'm going full museum mode. Okay. I hope it's not derivative. I'm ready to call it derivative. Let's see. Oh, the layers. Very nice. Okay. Okay, take a bite of it. All right, I'm going to say, now I don't like going above an 8.5. We talked about this. 8.5, that is, people give things too high of a score too frequently. I'm going to give this one an 8.4. I think it blends. Yeah. The butteriness of this, the cupcake, the cake part. It really is complementing the natural fattiness of this very, very soggy bacon. It's like a land meets sea. It's like a beautiful beach shot. I love it. It's fantastic. Thank you.
Of course. Yeah, totally. I'm so glad that you like it.
Yeah. It's amazing. Thank you. I don't know how you found this. Thank you. So, again, sorry I did this in the most ominous way. We need to talk because I realized after I sent it. But then thank you. I'm talking too much. I do that.
Ray's just gonna sort of pull you into a hug.
Oh, sweet. Yay.
Wow, why is that?
Fucking coming up,
beautiful
Recklin.
thing I've ever
Hey,
seen.
no heartbreak here.
The difference between Recklin talking about an issue that someone has with him, or just having an issue in a relationship, versus Michael talking in a relationship, completely different. They're
My
both
God.
vague at the beginning, and then Recklin's like, I have so many issues with myself. Let me tell you all. Let me list them off one by one. Michael's like, I'm not even going to address the fucking issue. I'm just going to put a big Band-Aid over it, and that'll make it better.
Anise, you make your way to the training room where Pony Puffy Pants awaits you.
Before we go on our journey to Dandelion, Anise is heading back to her room. She walks into the hotel suite looking room, and above one of the dressers, kind of centered in the room, set in a stand on the wall, the sunflower sword. And she stands before it, thinking about how this is a moment where everyone else has gotten some powerful items, some things to help them in this next journey. It's an important one to save Griff's dad. And she looks at this sword, hesitates for a little while, and then lifts it off the rack, holds it in her hand. Touching it, she remembers some of those memories that flooded into her from touching Richard Oak in the battle the other week. She sees a cheerful memory that she gleaned from him, of him as a young boy playing with Triple P, and then thinks to him fading away in the gala room. She thinks to a young girl that she remembers playing at the pool with her sister and her dad, Henry. And then she thinks forward to seeing her daughter's body in the hospital. She takes a deep breath and grips the sunflower sword at the handle, and using her telepathic connection, reaches out to go find Pony Puffy Pants.
You find Pony Puffy Pants in the training room. He, sort of sensing this very emotional thing going on between you and the sunflower sword, has set up a couple things down there. A couple training dummies, a couple renditions of Grandmaster Frown. He says, Anise, hello. So, you're ready to wield the sword then?
Well, Triple P, I need to I need to talk to you first.
Oh, of course.
What you said the other day when we were at the beach about Richard. You were leaving the bar and you were missing him. I keep thinking back to that moment, and I keep feeling like we failed, like I failed to save him. I want you to know that I'm sorry.
Sorry?
I'm sorry that we couldn't save him. I feel like we almost had him. I could have done something maybe if I was just more powerful. But
I have had a lot of time to think about that night, and I think in a lot of ways all of us wish that we could turn back time, but we can't. The person that you saw there, that wasn't Richard Oak, it was a memory of what he used to be. And though I wish more than anything that he was still here with us, I think that Richard Oak, I think that my best friend died a long time ago.
But when I touched him, Puffy Pants, when I touched the sword, when I tackled him, I saw some of his memories. I saw him summoning you. I saw him with the old Shine Brigade, doing so much, living so much vibrant life. How could that have been anything but the real Richard Oak? I don't know what we could have done, but he was there, right there, and he felt so close. I feel like we should have been able to do something. I should have been able to do something.
You did do something.
Yeah, I failed to save him.
But you saved me.
I mean, do you really think that?
I know that. I know that you would do anything. I know that you would go to any bound if it meant helping somebody. And in that sense, I know that you did all you could to help Richard. And all you could to help me. Which is why I think you deserve so much to wield this sword. This is not only an artifact that belongs to Richard Oak, it is the cumulative hope of Sunflower City. I know that you feel conflicted about that night, but I want you to know that you give me hope. I don't know how to comfort you in the loss of somebody, because I myself don't really know how to feel better from that. But I can say that I'm grateful that you're here right now.
I'm grateful that you're here too. I'm grateful that I could save you. I suppose if you really think that I am worthy of carrying such a memory, carrying so much hope, well, maybe you can do the believing for me.
You see Triple P bends down his head and presses it against yours.
Thank you.
Now, you said you were ready.
Well, if we're gonna save Griff's dad, I'd better be.
Let's get started. You see that Triple P's horn glows green, and one of the dummies sort of flies at you from the ceiling. Whoosh! And it's like this horrible rendition of Grandmaster Frown where the face has been drawn on with like a marker. Swing the sword, Anise. Swing the sword and pour your heart into it.
She raises up the sword kind of early, almost as if like blocking with it, like she's hesitating, and just like catches I imagine it's like
yeah, it's like
and she just like holds it up and like lets it run into the sword instead, not with her heart in it.
Try one more time. You know what to do.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
You're right.
Another dummy flies towards you.
I hope that you still believe in me. And Anise takes a big swing this time, a genuine swing at the dummy.
You feel this connection to the earth around you. There's these small seeds, these small little globules of life that exist, and you feel that you can connect to them through the sword and cause them to grow rapidly with the power of green. You can accelerate the very growth of the plants themselves. Wicked vines sprout out from the ground, wrapping around each other and the dummy, and then constricting them in place.
This is exactly what Richard used to do. You telling me this was all in the sword?
It was all in the sword, and all in you, Anise.
This really must all be in the sword, or Richard's spirit in the sword, or something like that. Because I haven't made any plants grow, anything like that. You're not playing some sort of trick on me to make me believe, are you?
I can leave the room if you'd like.
No, there's no need. What else can it do?
If you focus on that same thing that you felt when you slashed with the sword, you can do the same thing with plants all around you.
Standing right there, Anise is gonna take the sword in both hands and close her eyes and just kind of focus on that feeling of the sparks of life around her.
You once again see these sprouting tendrils of green plant life erupt from the ground all around you this time, wrapping around the area, treading in and out of the dirt.
Whoa, okay. That's pretty powerful.
That it is.
Triple P,
Yes,
you think we're going to be able to save Griff's dad?
I know we will. Now, hop on my back. I have some ideas for combo moves.
All right. And on his back she jumps.
Okay. You guys spend the rest of the time that you have until leaving for Dandelion practicing. Shine Brigade, you find yourselves back at the Shine compound where Jason Ivy has amassed a big mess of supplies. There's rations, there's water, there's like emergency kits. He's got med supplies, he's got parachutes, he's got flares. Man, he's even got snacks. Like, he's got little snack packs set out for each of you. They got like cookies inside of them. They got half of a sandwich. They got chips.
Got some tactical Lunchables here. Some military surplus Lunchables.
No, these are the lunches you just used to make me as a kid.
Oh.
Just Crustables.
Just only Crustables.
A soldier that runs out of energy is no soldier at all, Griff.
Oh, you packed my favorite kind of sandwich.
Yeah.
And the huckleberry jam, too.
Of course, I couldn't forget.
Thanks, Jason.
Anytime.
You know, I always used to eat this right before I took my test, so maybe I'll save the sandwich, like, right before we try to save Dad or something.
Well, Griff, I would make sure to eat it at least 30 minutes before we go into the fight. You don't want to get indigestion.
He makes a good point.
Right. Indigestion.
I'm pretty sure that whole cramping thing is just a myth, but whatever.
We don't want to find out in the most important situation of our lives, though.
All right, Shine Brigade, here's the plan. He, like, pulls out, like, a full map, slams it on the table, like, it rolls it out. He has, like, little figurines for each of you, too.
Oh.
He's made, like, little wooden carvings in the time.
Wow.
And has, like, placed them on the map. You see, like, this map of Dandelion, the floating city. You guys would know that this city is sort of first of all, building a floating city is kind of like a giant middle finger. It's dangerous. It has so many technological things to overcome. If anything fails, the whole city falls out of the sky and gets destroyed. But they sort of put it in the sky because this whole city is like very technological and very taking risks and very like building things that are ridiculous but work in the sake of innovation.
The ultimate middle finger to nature.
Exactly, right. And so it's sort of this giant city that's built. Normally, the cloud bridges, which are the teleportation mechanisms that get you between places, only house this like small little airport. This is like that, but an entire city. So you have like this circular city built on top of a cloud. He has pinned a point that is right next to the central shine capacitor of Dandelion. The place that I was in was right next to the central shine capacitor. I'm not sure what use they had of it, but I suspect with all of their construction of prism technology that they have some nefarious use.
How could they have that kind of access to city areas? I mean, all of that is just supposed to be, what, facilities for the shine capacitor and other stuff? It doesn't make any sense.
That's a good question, Griff. I'm not sure if they're paying people off for if the particular part I was in was private or more hidden. Either way, It's here, and we need to break into it.
So, Recklin, I guess that means we have bad news. We're gonna have to take the rainbow bridges.
Oh, okay. If it's for I guess I'm willing to die for you, buddy.
Well, that means a lot.
Is this Recklin 4 or 5?
God, I don't want to.
Oh.
I don't want to think about it. I'll just text my mom. I'll call her beforehand. God, and now Rafe, Scooter. Oh, got a lot of people now.
All right.
So, I will be placing explosive satchels here, here, and here. These will give us enough bang to get us in, but won't damage the facilities enough to cause any danger to the surrounding area. That's where you come in, kind of like using the sort of like ruler that people use to like move pieces around like a battlefield.
Yeah.
His little baton.
Yeah, exactly, like moves you guys in. You will access entry points A, B, and C. You will enter at 1300 hours. Any questions so far?
You want separate teams going in all 3 of the entrance points?
Yes, it'll be a quick endeavor. 3 entrance points at once that converge into the center. Tap, tap. Yes, you, Recklin.
No. I was visualizing using my hands. I apologize. Proceed. Sweet. Wait, but do we have groups assigned? Do we have? Oh, we have an even number of people. Wait, no.
And is this map of the facilities up to date, or is there more info we can grab about the layout?
These facilities I fetched from the online layout. The rest I filled in with my own knowledge.
Once we're in, where are the prisms being made, and where's Coordinarius?
Yes, Coordinarius was last held here. Circles the center of the map where the central shine capacitor is. There's a couple prisoners here. Me and your father included, Griff.
Anyone else important that you recognized?
I'll get to that in a second.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh.
They've got the president.
Now, in the previous places we've gone before, there's usually a lot of media that's covering our whereabouts, where we're moving. And often the cities we've gone to, they know we're coming beforehand. But if this is supposed to be a surprise, are we worried about coming in silently?
I've prepared a series of disguises for each of you. He sort of like opens a crate, swings it
Big
open.
eyebrow raise.
There's like a heavy military cloaks and like these masks of foxes. He hands one of them to each of you. We'll enter through the Cloud City, masquerading as some performing troupe, and then we'll attack each point. Does that make sense?
Do we have any idea what the guard rotations look like? What time they fed my dad and stuff like that, so we could try to avoid that? And how many people are guarding this place? Do we have any idea?
By my estimate, there were at least 20 to 30 people guarding this place. However, you are all very strong now. I think that we might be able to just go in guns a-blazing.
Nice. Okay. Perfect. All right.
This
Say
is the
no
best-
more.
Best plan I've heard in a long time.
All right, so after entering access points A, B, and C, we converge in the center. This is the place where the prisms are being developed. This is the place where I think that your father is currently being kept.
Okay, so we're going to go in 3 different access points, and then which of the teams is going to my father, and where's everyone else going?
All 3 are going to the same place, attacking from 3 different points. A pincer maneuver, Griff.
Okay, whoever's going with me, what's the riskiest route? Because I can use my new invisibility tech to get us through.
Access point C.
All right, I'll take that one.
I'll go. Well, actually, I don't. Do we have assigned teams? I don't want to step in your plans.
No,
Sorry.
if you, as the Shine Brigade, have developed strategic
No,
strategies,
no. Make no
I don't want to
mistake.
get in the way of that.
Well, I feel like Griff probably would like to spend a little time with Jason.
Yeah,
Maybe, you two should pair up.
I will not be going in the access point tunnels. He brings in another card figure of himself.
Are you going through the roof again? Is that?
Yes, I am going through the roof.
Okay. All right. I figured that was kind of your thing, so, it would make sense.
My special mission will be save Mikhail Coordinarius. Your mission will be defeat whoever's inside. Take care of business. Get out alive.
Okay, so we're the distraction, and you're the rescue team.
Yes,
Should we still make our way to his cell, or what if we get there before you?
we'll be in communication.
Okay.
And what's your exit plan?
Well, my current exit plan was to beat everybody up and then just walk out.
Good. Yeah, that seems solid.
Hmm.
Iron tight. I see no issues in that.
Could we just bring a couple of pollinators? If we stop by Cordytech, I'm sure we could find some stashed and then just fly out.
It's too obvious. They'd see it coming a mile away.
There's pollinators everywhere on every city. I think they could go fairly unnoticed.
All right. I'll organize pollinators as our escape route. Now, He goes over to a 2-sided whiteboard and flips it over. There's 2 dark figures that have been plastered on the board. When I was there, I encountered 2 figures of note. The first, the 16th member of the 16 people that I fought at the warehouse.
Right, yes, of course.
They carried a scythe, a horrible scythe, one emanating power that I haven't seen before. The other, the leader of operations. I didn't know if I caught a glimpse of them, but I know that they must exist. If we combine the knowledge that we learned from the people that kidnapped Mikhail Cordonarius, we know that these 2 are the linchpins. These 2 are the ones to take out. Any questions?
How many others do we expect of this kind of power level, I suppose?
I think only 2, but my plan has prepared for up to 60.
Oh, okay. How?
60? Is that reason?
Griff, you never know how many combatants you're going to be facing. When you're entering enemy territory, you have to be prepared for every contingency.
You must have had a lot of time to think writing that pollinator back here.
It took a long time.
And are we going to need Triple P for backup?
I would bring Triple P if you could.
Who's going with who?
I'll go with you, Griff, on the dangerous one. I'm good at blasting, and I also have invisible capabilities.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Or should we spread out the invisible cape? No, let's just keep it simple. I think first ideas tend to be the best.
We're going through the most dangerous point, so I think it would be good if both of us could take care of ourselves.
Agreed. Yeah.
Well, you all know that if there's some place that we need to draw some heat, I can take some attention. I can take some hits.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then we should have you go with maybe Delilah so you can take more hits. That makes sense, right?
My personal opinion is that in Flower Ball, you have your forwards at the front, but
Yes.
they still have to play as a team with the defense on the back. So in this case, I think it would be best if each group had a forward and a defender. Griff and Recklin, I imagine y'all as our forwards, which leaves the 3 of us more as defenders. And Triple P as well. So it might be better if Griff and Delilah paired up and Recklin and I paired up and Anise and Triple P paired up.
Great.
You also being the tankiest and most capable of taking hits, I think.
You can't just call someone tanky.
I'm
That's kind of rude.
calling me old-fashioned.
Excuse you.
I was just thinking of Hank. I didn't mean it like that.
Michael, we need to have some more DEI training later.
I understand.
You have 4 more videos to watch. buddy.
Michael's just sitting alone in a classroom this sucks.
Yeah, at his learning center in his own homemade. And he's like, dang, the internet cut off. I had it set to close at 6 p.m.
So you're saying there's pronouns that I need to learn. Okay, write those down. Yeah, he's very diligent with his work though.
That's so
I love that.
Studious.
It's
Good.
refer to your pronoun, but
Hold on.
I got a
I-
cheat sheet here.
I never
Hold
remember
on,
these kind of things.
Okay, cool. I got it.
Talking about offense or defense, Michael, I think I could really do either.
Do you have a preference then?
I mean, when I think about it, I think usually the person I end up saving from death's door in some of our previous things are either you, Michael, or Recklin.
Yeah, this is true. I have my own ways of getting out of danger now, though. I think maybe it'd be best if you can save Recklin if the time comes.
You really need to brush up on that sensitivity training. Jeez. Nah, it's fine.
Since when did honesty become a bad quality?
But
Michael
Yeah, it's-
groans and old man noises.
if Recklin and Griff want to go together, I think we could hold our own.
I think the only thing is, and boy, that sounds rude, but the only thing I feel confident on is maybe Anise definitely goes alone because you had to be within a certain distance. Does Triple P couldn't probably go in anyone else's group, right? Triple P would probably have to be with you. I'm unfamiliar about the rules of
I mean,
things.
he's pretty independent.
Okay, he's completely.
but-
I don't know. I don't know these things. You're right. He went all the way across the freaking city.
It's weird to split them up,
It just feels weird. My brain says no.
And sometimes you just gotta use your intuition.
Yeah, I agree.
I think there's 2 ways. You have telepathy with Triple P, right?
Oh.
So on the one hand, you're probably a better fighting force together because you can just read each other's minds whenever the fight is going wrong. But you could also communicate between groups if you and Triple P split up.
That's an excellent idea.
This is true. I mean, Triple P does have a lot of mobility, so he might be able to get to any of the groups that he needs to.
I think we'll have communicators, right, Jason?
Of course.
We'll
yes.
still be able to talk. And in that case, if we can all talk anyway, then
Oh,
it's best to have you two together.
Technology. I forgot we have
That
phones.
is very true.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
I'll throw away my sentence message stone.
I do think if me and Recklin are taking the most dangerous route, we're the least likely to get caught, and we can just play it safer than anybody else. And then that leaves you two together to take care of each other.
And Anise and Triple P can take the middle route so that they can reach either party if they run into trouble.
Yeah, they can just fly out and fly to one of us.
I like that idea.
Sounds like it's decided then. So all of you split into pairs. Just for expediency's sake, you load into the Rainbow Teleporter, the Shine Teleporter. Recklin, you call your mother, and Ray, and Scooter even.
Right. I love you, buddy. I'll never stop loving you. Take care. See you on the other side.
Delilah keeps fumbling with the fox mask over her unicorn horn that she has growing. Or not unicorn horn, but like the single horn that grows out of her forehead.
I really wish I learned disguise self, but I can only do Griff, so I can only disguise myself as a poor pixelated Griff. I really wish I spent more time messing with this, but we can have 2 Griffs.
I think one's more than enough.
Okay, thank you.
So you all teleport yourselves. You all get teleported into the floating city of Dandelion. Each of you move to your access points. Jason Ivy bids you adieu. He gives you one last hug, Griff. We got this.
I'll see you soon, Jason. And I'm in your foxhole.
I love you, Griff.
I love you too, Jason. Be safe this time. 16 men and all that.
Well, as long as there aren't 16 this time, I'll be fine. And you'll be fine too. All right. And you guys split up.
Those flares. How many flares did we get a person?
As many flares as you can carry, if you would like that many flares.
I would like as
Don't
many
tempt me.
flares as you will allow me to have.
Okay, I would say reasonably you could carry 5 flares with you
Okay.
before it becomes kind of like cumbersome.
Remember, as a furball, your carrying capacity is doubled too.
Okay,
So that
so
seems
now
like
it's
10
10
flares to me.
Now it's 10 flares. Them's the rules.
I'll put that right next to my entire fire extinguisher.
Big boy, you got big pockets.
Dual fisting flare.
Exhaust pipe. Oh, I like that idea.
You all can take rations, combat supplies. There's weapons of all sorts and varieties. There's flares. There's rope.
Rope? 50 meters of rope, is that reasonable?
Yes, there's rope. There's...
All of this is going in my bag of holding, you realize. I'm going to hold on to this for the rest of the campaign.
Okay, sure, yeah. There's medical supplies. There's lunch.
chicken.
There's
Yeah.
snacks.
Yeah.
Band-aids.
Delilah's standing over the table looking like very concentrated on which thing to take, and on the table there is her bass guitar and a handgun. She kind of goes between the two a couple of times before grabbing the bass guitar.
I'll bring my laptop and backpack. And
Oh my god.
tools and stuff.
Anise naturally grabs her backup cell phone because, you never know. We could get separated.
You could get a work
it's gotta
call.
I could get a work call. It matters.
Healer's kit is a thing, right?
Yep.
Delilah's gonna grab that. I assume in this world it has like an AED and like
Yeah. It's got like some small yellow crystals that can be used for different medical functions.
Cool.
Sort of like, fast healing, tourniquet kit. It's got basically like all the basic medical supplies that you could think of.
Does it have ibuprofen?
Yeah.
Got a Tums in there.
Yeah.
You might need that.
I mean, if I eat the snack too late.
All of that and more. So all of you Shine Brigade members, you go to your individual access points A, B, and C. You see in this city the buildings are all impossibly tall. It's sort of like you're in a European city where there's so little space to put things because it's been around for so long. In this case, it's just they want to build so many things and they've kind of like boxed themselves in, building it on a cloud that cannot expand. You guys see above you like Leonardo da Vinci kind of things, like crazy flying contraptions, with like that one spinning wheel as a
Aerial screw.
Exactly, yeah, the aerial screw. There's people like riding, like unicycles and like modified bikes, and a lot of them have handlebar mustaches.
So we're just in Amsterdam.
You all find these access points, and they're sort of located in back alleys where there's not a lot of foot traffic. And is there anything else that you guys would like to do to prepare before the sequence starts?
Michael will go ahead and break out he's rummaging through his bag, and he's going to pull out a toaster that has eyes on it, but it's set on its side, and there's little puffs of smoke coming out of the toaster. And I'm just going to go ahead and start setting him up next to me.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Pass Without Trace on me and Recklin, and then I'm gonna also, because it doesn't require concentration for me, cast Mage Hand as well.
Nice.
All of my best concentration spells only have like a duration of a minute. All right, this seems like a fair use of it. Delilah's gonna go, Recklin, I think you've got this. You're really competent, and you handle things really well.
Oh.
Just in case, and Delilah is going to channel this solid orb of yellow light and kind of pass it over to you, and you grab it, it like absorbs into your skin, and you feel fortified against death. You feel like your body is no longer decaying in that slow kind of decay that we just passively experience as Delilah casts Death Ward on you.
Ooh.
So the next time that you would drop to 0 hit points or be instantly killed, you're not.
Oh,
You're just not.
Also,
You drop to 1 hit point instead.
You just tell Death no.
this is
not
like
today.
when you feel true room temperature, and then every other room temperature, like every other temperature is wrong. Now I'm going to be conscious of what it feels like to decay for the rest of my mortal life once this wears off. Thank you, Delilah. I'm very appreciative, but I'm nervous about what happens when this drops.
Oh, goodness
Amazing.
gracious. Anise is at her entry point, pulling out the sunflower sword, and takes a look at it, shares a glance with Triple P, then diverts her attention back to the entry point.
The distinct smell of almond, or maybe marzipan, starts to fill the air. The busyness of city life rings in your ears, and then it happens in an instant. You see this circular plate fall into the earth as a small explosion goes off. Shine Brigade, you are all entering your entry point. Here's how this is going to work. For the sake of time, and so that we don't have to do 100 little micro battles, I would like all of you to justify sort of how you're running through this tunnel and beating up guards and fighting your way through heroically to the center. And we'll each have a roll. And depending on how the roll goes will depend on how much health you lose when you get to the center. We will start with the Griff and Recklin team. You cast Pass Without a Trace, so you have a +10 to stealth. Are you guys doing this like Solid Snake style? Like,
Yeah, please.
Come out of the shadows, just grab one, beat him up. Yeah, I think kind of in tandem with just I'm keeping the magic hand up, we're being really slow and methodical going through it. We're using like the magic hand to like lift stuff and create distractions, throw pebbles, and then sneak up right behind him, and then either just like bonk him on the head with a big rock or like freeze them solid. I guess I don't know if how violent we're trying to be right now, but
My mental image was slightly more violent, but I like yours. I was imagining taking out my flame blade and just like slitting throats and no blood.
it's like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Wrist knife.
Like, yeah, see, it's...
we're the Shine Brigade. We're not slitting necks. So you guys enter
Your anime
these
girl moments.
you guys enter these access tunnels, and they're like very long cylindrical cement blocks that go into forever. Even looking down and it's well lit, like it's difficult because you can't quite see the end. It just seems like a mass of white that's all the way in front of you. But I would like both of you to roll stealth checks as you go through this mess of guards and industrialism and rooms to make your way to the center.
Recklin got an 18.
An 18.
An
Okay.
18.
I got a 21.
A 21. Okay, so you guys were successful enough in your stealth to not take any damage as you move through these tunnels. There's like these scenes where, you're like throwing pebbles down. A guard's like, what was that? Did you hear that? And then like from the ceiling, I imagine like Recklin. Whoosh.
I also unlocked Spider Climb.
I also have spider climb. Dude, yes. Dude, yes.
We're just like walking along the ceiling, drop down, like tackle hug some dude.
It's that horror movie with the creepy grandma. Like, she just starts crawling on the walls, the head turns around. Like, that is me.
I'm imagining there's like two guards walking one after another each other, and then they're talking, and then the first guard looks back, the other guard's just gone.
Tim, don't mess around with me. It wasn't funny last time. Please, man, these tunnels are creepy, and I can't take this anymore.
Power of red, sleepy top.
Griff and Recklin, you make your way to the center very successfully, spider climbing on the walls. Let's move now to Anise and Pony Puffy Pants.
So it starts with the explosion happens, the dust starts to settle, and Triple P and Anise are just side by side. Anise looking in one angle, she's got her like 45 degrees or 90 degrees, and Triple P has his 90 degrees, and simultaneously they say, "Light of time, slow the heart rate." And they both like unleash a wide plume of green light, casting sleep just on the guards immediately and just causing these a few people to just drop.
I guess we'll just go ahead and roll. You can add your spell attack modifier to that. I think that
Okay.
makes sense. I know that sleep is normally like a number of d6s, but for the purpose of like
totally.
rolling for things.
Yeah, 100%. It's a cute little 6 or
Okay.
8. It's
An
an 8.
8. An 8.
It's an 8.
So Triple P rolled a 18.
Nice.
So the average of that is going to be 13. So you, Anise, are going to take just 5 points of damage. Triple P is also going to take 5 points of damage. This sleep kind of emanates throughout, slowing time and making some of the guards sort of like slump over. When that doesn't reach everybody, Triple C says, "All right, Anise, hop on my back."
Just like equestrian class. And she hops on, brandishing the sunflower sword, and is gonna pop a thunderous smite on it in preparation for the next thing.
Triple P kind of like rears up. Wasn't bad. And you guys trample forward. There's guards that are like trying to reach up at you. Triple P is like mixing running and flying to weave between them. Some swords do catch you. Some like strenuous gunfire grazes your shoulder just barely, and you take a little bit of damage. But for the most part, you get to the center unscathed.
And she is using those, like, that thunderous smite to create these loud noises and try to draw more attention to her and Triple P.
That leaves Michael and Delilah.
Given that our weapons are a bass guitar, a muffler gun, and a tank with an elephant snout, I imagine we're also relatively noisy.
That's what I was imagining as well. I think it looks like this beautiful cacophony of just blue and orange light intertwining and just blasting through the tunnel. All the while you can hear like just large industrial sounds intermixed with like super heavy bass in the back. And it's just
So it's like stomp and heavy rock at the same time.
Yes, yeah. I do think though,
Nice.
as we're moving through, we're also like stabilizing people as we walk past and just tying them up real quick with the rope we've got.
Yeah, because Delilah's personal amplifier like withers and blooms just with every strike of her bass.
Right.
I imagine she's just like taking a guy out with the bass guitar, and then like any damage that we're taking as we pass down the tunnel, she's just healing back into us.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's just like throw a bass, use a Toll the Dead cantrip, just this mishmash of blue and yellow energy. It's just constant flashes.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys are sort of getting to the end using your abilities. I'll have you make the same roll using your spellcasting modifier.
Hey, I had this really cool idea. I think I can make your sound a little bit louder. And Michael just takes a metal like funnel and puts it on top of the bass. I think this ought to help. And is going to cast Flash of Genius, giving you a +4 to this roll.
Yeah, there's
Is
like
the funnel
these.
just screaming the noises of
Yes,
Delilah's bass
yeah.
sound?
There's like these deep bass sounds coming from the tunnel. There's like guards like they're standing like way forward, but the sound like echoes like all the way through the tunnel. And so there's this person like standing there like with a gun like boom 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 clank 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 boom 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 boom. It's like shaking. So go ahead and make those rolls.
You said I get a +4 to that?
+4 to that, yes.
That's a 26 for Delilah.
Sorry.
I like the idea that they've got that bass coming down from like one hallway and then another hallway. There's just occasional like loud crash sounds and like horse neighs, and they're like, "Oh God, which one do I choose?"
And then the other one's
It's
just
completely
so
silent.
Yeah, it's literally Goldilocks, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you're just
right.
switching between like 3 genres. There's like western, there's like horror.
So that was a 25 by my
Dang, you guys take
Nice.
no damage going on. The Wither and Bloom just heals you guys as much as you need be. So, one way or another, you all make it to the center room. It's this circular concrete room that's been built around the central shine capacitor for Dandelion. Coincidentally, you all seem to make it there at the exact same time, each awash in sweat, each having fought your way through a slew of guards. In the center, you see that your father, Mikhail Cordinarius, is tied to a chair. Part of his left arm, up to the elbow, indeed missing. You also see two other figures in here. One, a little bit older. One, a young man. The older one is going to walk up to Mikhail Cordinarius. You see that she has this long staff that she uses for walking. And as she gets to Mikhail Cordinarius, she sort of slams it on the ground and then draws a hand over the air. Manifesting out of her hand is this hideous scythe made of void energy. I'm so glad you guys could make it, Shine Brigade. I've been waiting a long time to meet you. As you take a step forward, holds the scythe up to Mikhail Cordinarius. I'd like to talk first.
Does she look recognizable at all?
This person was the person that was inside of Cordytech when it was burning down.
Oh.
They were one of the...
The caterer.
Yeah.
Don't hurt him.
The young man is the other person that you saw inside of
Oh,
Cordytech.
God.
Caterer number 2.
If these are the people that we said, get on out, you'll be okay.
Yes,
Yep.
these are the people that you told to leave Cordytech Tower. These were the people that were in the van. These were the people that you discovered were shipping void artifacts to random civilians. What do I want? What I want is the total destruction of this pathetic planet that you call home.
That just sounds plain evil.
Do you know what evil is?
Yeah, destroying a whole planet.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
real
I'm-
evil to me.
I'm waiting in rapt attention where you justify why destroying a whole planet is somehow moral. Oh, I'm waiting.
Evil is watching your family die of starvation. Evil is being caught in a war that you never asked for and not being helped through it. Good is the one person that helped us. The one person that was there when we had nothing.
So you think that by starting another war, you can fix the issues that you've faced? This is your plan?
Can I just do a quick perception check on the ceiling?
Does it look like it's maybe got a
Yes,
partial
go
one?
ahead and make a perception check.
Not on your
19.
You just sort of like, you don't even know why you know this, but there's like a part that looks like it's a little bit weak. Perhaps an ideal spot for someone to place a little bit of C4.
How close is it to where my dad is? Is it above?
It is above it, yes.
I'm just gonna look at that and then just whisper over to everybody. Just be like, keep them talking.
You know, the funny thing about building a city in the sky, it's so easy to destroy.
No, it can't be easy to destroy. It's got all the fail-safes any place like this could ever need.
Fail-safes? You mean the backup systems? Bryant here, would you mind? You see the young man, like, presses a button, and you guys hear a muffled poof in the background.
What did you just do?
I suppose that was the backup systems.
You wouldn't dare. There's innocent people on this island.
This will just cause more bloodshed like you've faced. You'll become the person that you hate so much. Can you not see that?
Winning a war is not an easy ordeal, and sacrifices must be made.
We don't have to be in a war right now. We've not fought since we lost Cerulean the last time. We're sorry, truly, that we couldn't help you. But bringing the misery here won't help anyone.
You, the Shine Brigade, you speak big. You talk in large ideals. Where was the previous Shine Brigade when people were starving on my planet? And the Shine Brigade before them. And the Shine Brigade before them. You're fake heroes. And I'm going to bring justice. You see Jason Ivy burst through the ceiling.
Yeah!
Jason Ivy tackles Mikhail Cordinarius. The chair
my
splits into smithereens. He sort of like puts him under his arm. All right, Griff, now's the time. And he just bolts out of the room.
Yeah.
As he starts doing that, I want to cast web on the two of
Okay,
them.
before you do that,
Okay.
you see that Bryant presses another button. You see there's this mechanism in the center. Every central shine capacitor has a methodology of taking the energy that comes from the shine capacitor and spreading it throughout the city. The funny thing about Dandelion is that this is also the methodology in which the city stays afloat. The orange ley line spreads everywhere and makes sure that it can counteract gravity. When Bryant presses the button, you see that this mechanism explodes. It's blown to smithereens. The floating city of Daffodil falls into free fall.
Ooh.
I need all of you to roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
Too late on the web.
Initiative around the table, starting with Griff.
14.
Griff got a 14. Michael.
7.
Michael got a 7.
You know, sometimes there's an advantage to going last. 0.
What?
A 0 for Anise.
Recklin has a 19.
Recklin with a 19.
Oh my god.
5.
And Delilah with a
I thought you were
5.
being serious when you said you were lower.
I'm going to go ahead and roll initiative for Triple P. He got a 17. Okay, Shine Brigade, let me set the scene. You are in a circular concrete room that is about 50 feet across, diameter-wise. So it's a circular room. There's a central shine capacitor in the middle. Along the central shine capacitor that is falling with the city is this mechanism that allows energy to travel from the central shine capacitor to the rest of the city, including the mechanism that holds the entire city up. That's currently broken. It's been exploded. Around the room, there are a lot of crates. These are sort of supply crates. You don't know exactly what's inside of them. As you guys start to fall, you see anti-gravity sort of takes hold and the boxes begin to float upwards. So everything in this room has taken on this aspect of anti-gravity, including you, the Shine Brigade.
Free fall, baby.
Let me tell you what this means. If you are going to move somewhere, you have to be able to push off something. You can't just move somewhere without an opposite force opposing you.
So you can fly.
Triple P, my bud.
Each of you has entered from a different access tunnel. So you are on 3 separate sides, all sort of a equidistant triangle in this circular room. The 2 villains, the 2 bad guys, the unnamed one and Bryant, are standing in the center next to a chair that is broken. You guys see that Jason Ivy is running, that he actually runs past Griff and Recklin, just holding Mikhail Cordonarius, booking it out.
Does he start floating as he runs as well?
Yes, he does. You see he sort of like pulls out a soda can and like pops it and then
Ready.
sort of the pressure propels him in one direction and he just keeps going in that direction. Does anybody have any questions about the battle arena or the combat?
Is there a fire extinguisher?
Yeah, I still have my fire extinguisher.
I still have my fire extinguisher, yo. And flare guns.
Oh, we got the flare gun. Where's the shine capacitor? Is the shine capacitor here?
Yes, the central shine capacitor, this giant crystal that jettisons out from the earth, goes all the way up into the sky and is in the center of the city. Yes.
Damn.
So
Okay.
we're falling around the
You are
crystal?
falling around the crystal. The central
Oh.
shine capacitor is this giant pillar, this giant
Yes.
tower that reaches into the sky,
Oh.
and the cloud city is falling down around it.
Well, that's good. At least we're going straight down and not like, add another city or something.
Oh.
That's an optimistic take. Turning a new
Whoa.
leaf there, Michael.
You, the Shine Brigade, are currently falling through the sky. You get the sense that the city will probably hit the earth, subject to catastrophic damage, at the start of round 4.
Oh.
Sounds about right.
Oh. Okay, sorry. Oh.
There are things to fix, there are bad guys to be defeated. The entire fate of not only you, the Shine Brigade, not only Jason Ivy and Griff's father, Mikhail Cordonarius, but the fate of the entire city of Dandelion rests on your shoulders. We start the combat. The person that you do recognize that you don't know. You see that they start combat by pulling down a mask from their head. It's this sort of salamander-esque mask with like glowing red holes and these sharp golden accents on both the jaws and right beneath the eyes. They pull up their hood and they spin their scythe in the air. You see that this blue aura of pesticide surrounds them.
Pesticide or pestilence?
Pesticide.
Oh gosh. That's worse. That's so much worse.
She is going to propel herself off of the central shine capacitor towards you, Griff.
What?
That's going to be 3 attacks taken against you. The first is going to be a 10.
That misses.
The second is going to be a 27.
That'll do.
The last is going to be a 16.
That ties.
That ties. Coins of fate.
I call heads. Don't flip it.
Heads, no flip. Tails.
Damn.
That is going to be 2 attacks against you, Griff.
That's a lot of dice, buddy.
You're going to take 21 points of necrotic damage, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw as this pesticide, this blue light that emanates from the scythe surrounds you.
Wait, is it still 1 hour?
Yes, it is still 1 hour.
I don't know if Pass Without Trace would do anything throughout this, but I guess not, because she's already...
Yeah, I would say
But
because you started talking to her that,
I do have to roll for concentration, too.
yes,
Okay, I got a 16 on the Constitution saving throw.
that saves. You feel this blue light enter your body, enter your lungs, and there's this element of burning and decay that starts to happen. But you hold your breath, you push through it, and you seem to have saved against whatever effect was going to happen to you.
Yeah, I think one of my microbots flies out, and it's like, this one almost has a little stinger tail, and it comes and just like jabs me in the arm, kind of inoculates me against whatever's in my system with some yellow light.
So these 2 scythe hits. The first one, she does a wide swing right across your chest, flourishes his back up, and then slices again, diagonally downwards, across your chest once more. You see that on the slashes, there's this decay that's appeared on your flesh.
I think Griff kind of like touches his suit, and like the streaks of blood that are coming out of it, and like the blue light comes off, kind of mixing with his blood. What is this?
We'll start with a smart one.
Guys, help!
After that, it is going to be Recklin.
So what Recklin's gonna do is, seeing this scythe-waving, not Bryant character coming towards Griff, he's gonna... Is there any boxes by me?
There is a box that is close by you. It's probably like 5 feet out.
Okay. And how far away is she from me? Would you say she's like 5 feet within me, or you say like 10 feet?
She went up and hit Griff, so she is within 5 feet of you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
she's
I'm gonna
like right next to you.
All right. So I'm to get a little bit of distance. I'm gonna kind of go up on the box, push off, and as I start gliding away from Griff and the unknown assailant, I'm going to take out a new attachment I have on my little utility belt. It's a little Gatling gun attachment. Put that on my right arm. Set that, just kind of like flick it so it just starts like spinning around like. I'm gonna upcast Scorching Ray to 4th level because this is how I roll. And yeah, I cast Power Red, Flame Gatling Gun. Go get. So I'm gonna make 1, 2. That's 5 rays against just her because I don't like her attitude.
Okay, 5 rays coming against the figure in a cloak. Go ahead and make your rolls.
Don't like her attitude. All right. First one is a 17.
17 will hit.
Okay. That's a 17 again. Okay. That is a 15.
15 misses.
We're triangulating.
So that's
I know.
2 hits.
So that's 2 hits out of
2,
3.
3. Okay,
Yes.
1. 13 plus 20.
That hits.
3
out
and
of
4.
4.
19.
19 hits.
Okay, so that's
4
4 hits.
Four
So-
hits of
no,
Scorching
we're
Ray.
not quite done with some extra nonsense I have. So it's 2d6 fire per each one. So that is 8d6 plus I'm going to use my elemental affinity feat to add my charisma modifier to 1 damage, so that is an additional 4 points of damage. Plus I am using the HVAC powers and I'm adding an extra d10 to this.
Nice.
So let's just, I'm not gonna
Here, have my dice.
I might just have a roll to do this so I don't mess this up. Okay, so that's 31 points of fire damage plus 4. So that is 35 points of fire damage. Thank you very much. I am incredibly tempted, and I shall do so. I am going to use a sorcery point to hasten a firebolt. Don't like her attitude. So I'm doing an additional attack against her. This is a cantrip, so you can do the same. And that just burns 1 sorcery point. And that is a 18 to hit.
An 18 will hit.
Okay, cool. No. And that's one more d10. I didn't need to, but it feels good. 6 more points of flame damage. As she thinks the Gatling gun is done, it's like, and then when I take off, then there's like, oh, she thinks it's done. She's like, it's done. And then there's one more left in the chamber. Hits her. I blow off the Gatling gun. A lot more where that came from, honey. A lot more where that came from.
Okay, so attack of opportunity is coming at you.
Yeah.
Man, that's gonna be a 10.
Not quite enough. Doesn't activate my reaction, so.
She takes kind of like a side swipe. Don't worry, you'll be next.
Just slightly shaken.
Okay, so after that is going to be Triple P. Triple P is going to try to cast Momentary Stasis on Bryant. So Triple P is going to say, Form of green light, freeze time. You see this sort of shimmering energy erupts from his horn, sails towards Bryant. Bryant is going to have to make a Constitution saving throw. That's a natural 1. So you see that Bryant actually freezes in time. He sort of lifts this spear, this trident, what's a better word for it? You know, the farmer's tool to... Pitchfork, yes. He sort of like raises this pitchfork to like chuck it towards you, Griff, and then just like freezes in time.
What do they have against me, man?
The smart one.
He's gonna say, Anise, is there anywhere I can take you?
We need to protect Griff and then get to the capacitor.
So Triple P is going to use his full movement to run over to the crowd of Griff and Recklin and the masked figure.
Is that to say I am still on Triple P?
You are still on Triple P, yes.
Nice.
Yes, so you also benefit from that movement. So that is going to be Griff.
Oh my god. Okay, so like I as this happens, like the blood's still wet on my fingertips, and then the firebolts just hit this lady in front of me in the back, and like I see this horse running over to me, or flying over to me more aptly, and I think that I'm just kind of like floating back into the space, and I'm kind of turning, and as I'm turning, my eye catches on the control panel. Or is there like a control panel or something, or computer?
Yeah, there's like a series of computers that have been set up around the destroyed mechanism.
Yeah, as I'm kind of floating back, my eye catches it, and then I look back at the person, and I'm like, I really don't want to be this close to this lady, and I'd much rather be over there. And I'm just gonna cast Blessing of the Raven Queen to go ahead and teleport over to the computer with a bonus action.
Okay.
And I'll just be like, Indigo Light, bring me where I need to go. And then my swarm just kind of, I melt into my swarm, and then the microbots like fly over to the control panel, and I like reform among them. And then I want to do an investigation check. What would be best? I think investigation, to figure out how the heck to begin to stabilize the
Right,
city.
go ahead and make an investigation check.
That is a 17.
A 17. So your father was a Shine Tech back in the day, and sort of through both learning from him and working on mechanisms of your own, you have a little bit of a sense of how these things operate and what is needed to make them work. You know that most likely the crystals inside that filter the light into their component parts, so the rainbow light inside the central shine capacitor goes into red, blue, green, which then powers certain things in the city depending on what they need. The crystal inside that controls orange has been damaged, heavily damaged, and that's the first sense that you get, is that crystal needs to be repaired. The second sense you get is that you need to funnel a lot of power through this thing, which could be done through the central shine capacitor once you've repaired the mechanism.
Okay.
Floating around you are a lot of boxes, and typically in rooms like this, there are replacement parts. There are things that you can use in case of emergency. You could look in those, or you could look to try to repair the crystal yourself.
If I repair them myself, can I use my jeweler's tools?
Yes, you can use your jeweler's tools.
Very good. Okay, I'll see if I can start trying to fix it myself. And I feel like it might be just like a general intelligence check, and it might be like a sleight of hand check.
Yeah, usually with the toolkit, can't you just roll on the toolkit using your dexterity?
Okay, yeah.
Well, it's
Or-
you still choose an ability score.
Okay, so this would probably
with-
be dexterity.
Dexterity.
Dexterity or intelligence, I think, would both be fair.
I'll do dexterity.
You're working like very finely grained fractures.
Does the toolkit allow me to add my proficiency bonus, or?
Yes, if you're
Yes.
proficient with the
Okay.
toolkit.
That's, yeah, I just had a brain fart. 14.
14. With a 14, you don't manage to repair it this turn. You put a lot of work into it. You start repairing some of the fractures that have appeared, but you get the sense that this is going to take more than just 6 seconds.
Guys, I need more time. Keep him off me, please.
After that is going to be Bryant. He is frozen in time. He does nothing. Michael Brown, it's your turn.
I think Michael's first instinct as well was seeing the machinery get broken. He's immediately going to go to the machinery. So holding up his little toaster, he's going to pull back the side of it, and then as it springs up, flames burst out, and I'm going to use that to propel my way over. If that reaches the whole way.
Importantly, does this use like an action or a bonus action
This is
to
a
put
bonus
this out?
action.
Okay, a bonus action.
Yes.
Great.
If that reaches the whole way, I would like to use my action to try to cast Mending on this whole station.
Mending.
Yeah.
Mending can repair sort of small fractures, right? Like small breaks.
Yes.
This is pretty catastrophic damage. Yes, like the crystal has been broken in many places. The mechanism that holds the crystal has also been shattered. Like there was an explosion that happened here.
Jerry-rig new conduits and stuff.
That's
like
kind of
that.
what I'm thinking. Similar to how Michael saved himself by just pressing his hands together on 2 pieces of metal to make a seatbelt. I'm going to try to do the same thing here, reconnecting the parts that had orange light flowing through them from before.
I guess, would you roll like with proficiency on tools here? Is that sort of
Yeah,
like the value you're going
mechanics
for? Mechanics kit, yeah.
I think this is intelligence, or
What do you think it takes to work on a car?
I think it's a lot of knowledge.
A lot of intelligence,
You have
yeah, a
to
lot of
know how
know-how.
a lot of different things.
You don't get paid for the work that you physically do. You get paid for the knowledge that you've accumulated to do that work.
Exactly.
So go ahead and roll with that.
And I, as an artificer, get double proficiency on my tools that I'm proficient in. So that is going to be a 27.
A 27. Do you have all the materials to put this together on hand?
I have a lot of like makeshift parts, so like a lot of like metal tubing and a lot of like just metal sheets. I don't think I can do the best job, but I think I can at least start to repair what was there. I mean, it also needs to be filled back up with that orange shine capacitor light, so I wouldn't be able to do that.
Right, yes, but you do sort of build the frame and the mechanisms and start hooking up the wires. You're doing it very quickly. With your expertise, this seems like very easy. You rolled a 27, right? You, at the end of your turn, which is miraculous, in 6 seconds, have managed to put together what looks like a frame. It's not pretty, but it'll do the job. And
It'll get the job done.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Griff, I got it ready over here. We just need to get the light going now.
I'm working on it.
All right, you got this, buddy.
So after that is going to be Delilah.
Is there a box that I can kick off?
There is a box that is floating near you. You're not right next to it, like it's not on top of you, so you would probably have to do something to get to it.
Okay, so what I ask is, with my spiritual weapon, I can use my bonus action to move it 20 feet. And I could, since it's right on top of me, I assume I could like hold on to it as I move it.
Oh, that's wicked. Yeah, I think that's totally something you could do.
Is that enough to get me to the box that I could kick off? I'm trying to get to Griff and Michael. So if I like fling my spiritual weapon towards them, or like towards a box in their direction,
Yeah.
get to the box, and then use my mirthful leaps, satyr, my strong satyr
So,
hooves.
You're like bouncing between boxes as you get over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a fine ruling. So you use your base first of all to get to the first box.
Like Thor flying on on his hammer, Delilah swings the base around in her arms and hurls it and just keeps her grip on it. Normally, in a gravity environment, that wouldn't be strong enough to pull her, but with no gravity, Delilah just is along for the ride. As she gets to a box, kind of slings the base back on her back, parkours over the box, and yeah, with her strong satyr hooves, she's able to kick herself the rest of the way with the shine capacitor. And that was her bonus action to throw that move action, I guess, to
Yep.
propel herself.
So you still have your action.
And Delilah is going to use her second 4th level spell slot as she becomes awash in yellow light. And it's like too much yellow light to contain. It begins to kind of sparkle off of her like a sparkler until the area in a 30-foot radius of her is filled with these like lens flare sort of sparkles, almost like fireflies twinkling in and out. She's going to cast Aura of Life. Life-preserving energy radiates from me in an aura of a 30-foot radius. Until the spell ends, the aura moves with me, centered on me. Each non-hostile creature in the aura, including me, has resistance to necrotic damage. Its hit point maximum can't be reduced. In addition, a non-hostile living creature regains 1 hit point when it starts its turn with 0 hit points.
Okay.
As everyone in this aura is just bolstered, Delilah seems to weaken the strength of blue light within the aura.
That's awesome. So go ahead and keep that in mind. Everyone in that radius, the necrotic/blue damage is going to be important to note as we go forward.
Yeah, I don't know how far I am from Anise and Reckland being at the center console here.
The center console, what was the radius of the...
30-foot radius.
Yeah, it'll cover them.
Okay, cool.
You're good there. Heading up the rear is going to be Anise.
Yeah, all right.
0.
0. We just flew right up to Scythe Lady. So I'm just gonna start with a nice, healthy swing of the sunflower sword off the back of Triple P.
One thing to note, as you enter the radius of this aura, of this pesticide, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw, and I'm going to make one for Triple P too.
Which is a pound that we have a bonus to.
I do have a bonus to that. Also, Triple P gets a +3 bonus to that too.
A +3, okay.
So that'll be a 19 for me.
A 19. Okay, you save. Triple P is now poisoned.
Ooh.
Can't you heal that with your...
Yeah.
What's it called? Yeah, lay on hands.
Can, but that's also an...
It's also a full action, just something to keep in mind.
That's a lot, but
Um,
how does it affect... Does it affect one's
Yes,
ability to connect with Shine?
It seems that the biggest effect is that it seems like this blue light sort of decays something inside of you that causes one to have less ability to fight in the battlefield. It doesn't necessarily lower your Shine abilities.
Doesn't block our spiritual conduits for Shine.
Right.
Okay, then in that case, I am going to proceed with taking a big ol' swing with the sunflower sword at Scythe Lady. That'll be a 24 to hit on the first one. We're talking 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
Yeah. And then as the sunflower sword hits her, there's this flash of green energy down the length of the blade. The blade has a hilt that looks like a bunch of twisted vines coming up to a beautiful wooden crossguard, and then is followed up by this long, majestic leaf blade that has, where the central stem of the leaf would be, this beam of green light going down it. And in this moment, as she swings and makes contact, there's like a pulse of green light that starts at the base near the hilt and goes down the blade. And similar to what we've seen Richard Oak do before, at that, there's a bursting of vines from the ground around that's attempting to make a grapple on her.
Right. What's the DC for that?
DC for that is going to be a 15.
She's going to save against that.
That's fine.
You see the vines sort of start to grow, influenced by the quick passing of time. She sort of like slashes around it with her scythe in one big motion.
That's okay, because you know what? That distracted her a bit as Triple P makes a turn and Anise comes around for a second hit. And this time she's swinging low in kind of this uppercut motion as she uses her bonus action to imbue the second strike with a thunderous smite.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to
I'm
attack.
going to see if I can do this. That there is going to be a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
All right, sick. All right, so this is going to be, first things first, the damage. That's going to be 5 piercing plus 2d6 comes out to 9 thunder damage.
Thunder damage?
And at that hit, she makes a muttering, light of time, propellant force. And as it hits, she also needs to make a strength saving throw, which is a DC 14.
That is another save,
Damn.
unfortunately.
Okay, that's unfortunate. Then she's not going to be pushed away, which would have been real fun in this. But that's all right.
Just float away forever.
Exactly. Just never push away. You don't have to
Lost
worry about
defeated.
it. No problem.
Gravity, motherfucker.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Yeah, I think that'll be it.
Mary is going to use her riposte reaction to take a strike against you.
Okay.
That is going to be a 25.
Yeah, that definitely would hit. Yeah, there ain't shit I can do about this.
Okay, rolling for
making
damage.
Sure.
Does she really have something?
I love the suspense there.
You know, I had to check.
Okay, you are going to take 12 points of slashing damage and an additional 1 point of necrotic damage / blue damage. Since you're in the aura,
Yep.
I think one gets halved to 0, so
It's up to you.
you just take the slashing damage.
Oh, sick. Okay, so just 12?
Yes, just
Oh,
12
we
points of
live
fire.
in. We
That
live
armor
in.
is so
I guess all these lens flares are good for something.
I was looking through the spells Delilah can take. Not only does it make sense for her character, but also like, oh wait, necrotic damage? You mean gloom? Goodbye,
Wow.
death gloom.
Convenient.
At the top of the turn order is going to be a lair action. You see that the entire room rumbles from this falling. Boxes flying to and fro, colliding with the walls, colliding with people. I need you all to roll dexterity saving throws. If you don't have control of your movement, it's at disadvantage.
Ah, man.
Okay, that's
If you-
Anyone within 10 feet of me gets +3, baby.
I think that's just Recklin, right?
Am I there? Okay, yeah.
Because we're next to Scythe Lady, right?
Yeah, we're kind of
just the two
there-ish,
us.
Do I have control of my movement? I don't quite understand.
So are you in free fall right now, or are you anchored to something? Is the question. So you've sort of like attached
have
yourself to the
built
ground, like
something. Yeah, I
working on
guess I
something.
am.
So I would make the argument that you are not currently in free fall.
Yeah, I was thinking Delilah's hanging onto a console here as well.
Okay, sure. Yeah, if you can justify that, then just go ahead and make the normal roll.
Oh, at disadvantage. That's...
It's a 21 for
I
Delilah.
got +3.
Okay, 21 for Delilah,
I got a 22.
22 for Griff,
18.
18 for Michael,
8.
8 for Anise,
10.
10. Anise and Recklin, you fail this. The rest of you are going to take half damage as sort of things fly to and fro. The rest of you that saved managed to dodge out of the way for the most part, but it still will do a little bit of damage.
What's Triple P do?
Triple P, what is his dexterity?
I guess that +3 too.
Oh, it gets a +3. Is
Hello,
going to.
baby.
Oh, with the +3 is going to pass.
Nice.
Are the baddies hitting the deck saves as well?
Yes, the baddies are also taking these dex saves.
Mr. Frozen in
Yeah.
time.
Inexplicably,
Oh,
they're all whizzing perfectly past
He
him.
absolutely takes us at disadvantage. That's a great point. So let me go ahead and roll this damage.
Imagine he nat 20s though, and he just like floats into like a foam peanut filled box
Yeah, right.
and just like is fine.
Freaking Brian.
Okay, everyone that failed is going to take 14 points of damage. Everyone that passed is going to take 7.
God, you play Barbarian once, and then your mind says, but that's...
Bludgeoning damage, you say?
Yeah, right.
I actually
Yeah,
have.
honestly.
Yeah, I have resistance to like most damages. Let me see. Covered in bludgeoning.
What?
Blessing of the Raisin Queen.
The raisin.
Resistance to all damage.
Yeah.
Just all damage flat.
So the start of the next turn.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I was like,
that's crazy. What do you mean?
is this a feat or something? Like,
I took,
Invincible.
resistant to everything. Resistant.
It's from the newest
So do I
expansion.
take 3 or 4?
you have resistance, so 7 is going to be reduced to. We'll say you take 3 because I'm altruistic for now.
Yay! I'm happy.
It should be like a morality compass, and if we do things that the DM likes, he's like more kind to us, and if we do things he doesn't like, he's like meaner to us.
Yeah, it like falls on a scale.
Getting kind of low, guys.
Mary is going to use one of her actions to disengage from you, Anise, and Honey Puppy Pants.
Sorry, who was that?
Oh, the mysterious figure.
By the way, my name is Mary.
The name, for what it's worth,
That's
the name,
Bryant.
the name Mary was mentioned as someone who has
Okay.
who was delivering objects, and
Yeah.
then you mentioned these
You're
are the
right.
people who deliver the objects.
No, it's good. It's
Yeah, it's
fine.
fine.
I'm
It's
not
all right.
crushed. Mary, the mysterious figure, will disengage from you, Pony Puppy Pants, and Anise, and is going to charge towards Recklin. You see that she has sort of this orange propulsion device on her back that sort of emits and pushes her forward.
How do I get one of those?
She's going to take 2 attacks against you, and I need you to first make a Constitution saving throw as you enter this range.
Okay.
With Denise's bonus.
Am I within 30 feet of Recklin?
Yes, you are within 30 feet.
Medium range?
I don't know if I'm 10 feet.
Recklin, heads up!
Uh,
And Michael throws a face mask.
Oh.
Glowing in orange light. Put that on real quick.
Wait, didn't you already use your
oh god,
bonus?
I have the
This is
Gatling gun
reaction.
arm.
Oh,
This is
okay.
so
Yeah,
hard. Ah!
So what are you doing?
Flash of Genius. You get a +4 to the saving throw for the con save.
Thank you.
Don't breathe in any of that pesticide. That's bad for you.
Okay, thank you. Plus 4 to?
+4.
Okay, 18.
18 saves. So you save against this effect.
Much appreciated,
Gotcha.
everyone. Alright, cool, man. Man, it kills me. I so desperately want to use my other reaction, but I have to be realistic about my limits. And I'm gonna cast Shield as a reaction.
Yes.
So she's going to approach you. She says, "Someone needs to teach you a lesson about rushing in." And 2 attacks coming against you. Okay, the first one is going to miss.
Rushing in, you came at me.
The second one is going to miss.
Oh, well, now I feel
Nice.
foolish for having put up my shield. May I ask the name of this lady who intends to kill us?
Mary.
Okay, cool. Her name's Mary!
I
It's
mentally
canon.
broke
It makes sense.
mentally
You should have
broken.
changed the name right there.
Yeah.
And it was
Okay, so that is going to be Mary's turn. Next is going to be Recklin.
Man, I got a lot of distance stuff and everything's at disadvantage when she's within 5 feet of me. And shield lasts until the start of my next turn.
Is your turn start right now?
That fucking blows. I'll take it though, because all of my stuff is distance, and I will take attack of opportunity. I think it is worth it. I
Okay.
think to myself.
You're taking
So
attack of opportunity.
I push off her.
Like kicking off of her.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Equal and opposite reactions, so they both just go slow.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
both just like start floating away slowly. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I will first take that attack of opportunity, I guess.
Okay, attack of opportunity coming at you. That is going to be a 24.
Yeah, well.
That is going to be. It's going to be 21 points of slashing
Oh.
damage, and it is going to be 2 points of necrotic, which is reduced to
bit
1.
more than half.
Noted. Well, it's okay. Is it possible for me to push off to such an extent that I hit the wall of the room?
I would say that's probably reasonable. If you
Cool.
sort of push off and then maybe use some boxes in the way to like sort of
Cool.
push off even more.
All right. So let me just make my con save, because I still have spider climb up, and I'm about to give myself some maneuverability. So let me just make my con. So I just took. Oh baby! Nice. All right. Yeah, that was a definite save. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm good.
nice,
So I
nice.
keep my spider climb up. So now I have maneuverability around the outside of the circular room, and now that I have my actions. That's good, because it was already up. I was just making a concentration save. So the thing is, after most fire attacks, kind of the way his whole system works, if there's like an internal cooling that is supposed to happen, and he kind of has pre-programmed to start cooling after he does a big fire attack, because, it'll start burning him up, and he knowingly shuts it off a little bit and lets pressure build in the cold area, and just kind of, he can feel it, and it's actually a little spooky. It's a lot of pressure, and you can kind of feel it, and it's a bunch of like pressure of like cold stuff, like kind of right near pointed, and it would probably go right to his face. But he delays that, so he casts Power of Red, Fire Gatling Gun, Part 2, Boof, at 4th level again.
Wow.
Damn.
I was
So
expecting a cold spell.
Oh, it's coming.
yes, it is.
Just gotta cool it down enough that we can shoot it again.
All right, so that's gonna be another 5 rays at her.
Okay.
Her vibe is just rancid. I don't care for it.
Bad vibes.
And the other guy hasn't, he seems chill.
All right, so 21.
Here's a knife.
He's just standing there.
So I got a 21
will
first
hit.
one.
Yes.
11.
11 misses.
It's okay. It's 2, 3, 23.
23
Oh,
hits.
that's
4 is 21.
Yeah, that hits.
And so then that was 4, so 5.
5, yes.
Fuck, God! My dice are hot again. Back! Nicholas fucking back, y'all! 21 again, I keep getting like 14s and 15s.
So that's 4 hits.
Yes!
Go ahead and roll for damage.
Yes! Yeah!
Honestly, I'm just surprised he didn't crit throughout all that.
This is just the 8d6 plus 4, right?
Yeah. I can only do that. I can limit
Yeah,
my
it's
dice.
currently set to cold, so
Yeah.
Oh, it's
yeah.
exploded.
So that is
Right.
29 points
Ooh,
of fire damage
29
from
points of
Fire
damage.
Gatling Gun.
okay.
And then I use another sorcery point to quicken a cantrip. And that cantrip is Frostbite.
Ooh,
there it is.
There we go.
So once it's really to a point where it's just like the pressure, he can hear it building up. And it's an unsafe amount of pressure. He opens the switch up and it just goes cold coming right at her. Also cooling the Gatling gun, but she's going to make a con save.
Oh, okay. Constitution saving throw coming out. That is going to be a 14.
Oh, not quite there. My DC is 16.
Ooh.
15.
Nice.
I added a 1 because I thought plus 1, 15. We're good there. So then she takes 2d6 of fire damage plus a d10 of cold damage. I got fire in the brain, guys. Everything's fire damage if you think about it.
And she'll have disadvantage on her next weapon attack.
Correct.
Ooh, good point. Make
All
sure to
right.
call me on that.
7 plus 15. I was like 7 plus
15
8.
points of damage?
15 points of cold damage, yes, sir.
Nice.
And I'm on the wall. I'm spider climbed. I have maneuverability. And my Gatling gun is... I shouldn't have done that. I take off the Gatling gun attachment. And that's my turn.
So it is going to be Triple P's turn. He is going to say, I don't feel great. Form of green light. Globe of invulnerability. And it is going to cast on you, Griff. So you see this globe of invulnerability appears around you while you attempt to repair.
What is that feeling? Thanks.
Of course. After that, it is going to be... Do you have a...
Yeah, Pants. We need to get into the... We need to get close to the shine capacitor. We need to try to slow it down. Give them more time.
Yes, of course. I
I
can
think I have an idea if we can work together.
anything. Let's ride. Sort of flies towards the sun.
Pants?
Yeah.
They're getting comfortable.
That's
Yeah.
Pants.
Boney Pep's Pants.
He's like, I got you, shirt.
Yeah.
This is Pants. Reaching out the shirt. Shirt, can you hear me?
Turn easy, loud and clear.
So, first, Brian is going to pull out his pitchfork, and he is going to let down his mask, the same one that his partner is wearing.
Oh man, it's not frozen there more.
And what Brian is going to do is he is going to pull up the pitchfork, and he is going to throw it at you, Michael. And I need you to roll.
He's right next to me.
Yeah, is he standing right next to us? And he's trying to...
Yes, are you inside the globe of invulnerability? I think you might be.
don't know. I would still be on top of that, the machinery that I just built. I don't know the distance there of the building.
Okay, I would say you're probably within 10-foot radius.
Yeah.
Yeah. So instead, Brian is going to charge forward into you. He has the same sort of orange propulsion device. You see that he charges forward, the pitchfork held in front of him. So the first strike, I'm actually going to need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Only if you're within 10 feet, which...
You're close by, so you would benefit from any auras that...
Cool.
That's 3.
-1 into a +2. Hey, that's a 9.
You suffer from the effects of banishment.
Oh,
What? Wait, what?
This is flavored to be blue light, so what happens to you, what you see, Michael, is that he's sort of like, you, Michael, you see yourself teleported to another realm, where everything is falling to pieces apart you, where flesh falls off the bone, where animals die and rot and decay. You all see Michael Brown sort of just collapse into himself. He goes comatose.
Oh my god, I got soupy yomi.
I've been wondering how to flavor banishment, so thank you for that.
Of course.
Delilah's just like, I've got to learn how to do that.
Just like, taking notes.
Watches her friend collapse and is like, that was cool.
So let me go ahead and read the spell to you, Michael. You are incapacitated. You remain in this place until the spell ends or until 1 minute has passed. This is a concentration spell, so hitting Bryant could take you out of this. But otherwise, you are incapacitated. You are in another plane. You cannot take actions.
The spell lasted a minute, then...
You would be gone for a minute, yes.
Yeah, you come back at the end of the minute because
Oh.
you're native to this plane.
Okay.
If you were from a different plane of existence, you would stay banished.
As far as you guys know. What the twist?
Okay, he is going to turn and make 2 strikes against you, Griff.
Me?
The first strike is going to be an 18.
That'll hit.
The second strike is going to be a 21.
That'll hit.
Okay.
Let me roll for concentration. Nope, that's not one. Okay. Pass without trace is now down.
Just how you doing? How you holding up right now?
I got 36 HP and I have half damage to everything, so
Okay.
I'm probably
Half
okay.
damage. Yeah.
You're going to be taking 36 points of slashing damage, piercing damage, sorry, as both of the tridents slam into you, piercing flesh, cutting through you. The necrotic damage, I rolled 2 1s on both of them, so you'll take 0 from both of them. 36 damage is the number that you take. If you have any resistance to that, you can apply it.
I would be down without my resistances, but I am at 18 HP.
Question. Yeah, so it's 2 separate attacks. Which one of those did the higher damage, and what was the number on that damage?
So the one that did the higher amount of damage was the total damage roll was a 15. Does that include bonuses?
Yes.
So the higher damage roll was a 23 in total.
Okay, so seeing that attack come at our boy Griff, seeing that Anise having built this bond with the other members of her team, she feels this danger, gets some like briefest flash of premonition of this danger coming to her.
Instincts, if you will.
Exactly. And that like gets her head quickly turning over to Griff as this happens. And while she's not quick enough to stop the damage from coming, she reaches out a hand and yells, "Light of time! Chronological reflection!" And this is going to be her using channeling divinity, channeling to shine, to rebuke the violent. So what that's going to do is, as this attack goes forward into him, you see this like reflection image made of green light just like come right back out of impact point and come back at Brian. So I'm going to need him to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
DC 14.
That is a 2.
Okay, so he's going to take radiant damage equal to the amount that he just dealt.
23.
23 baby.
Oh, wow.
Holy more damage.
Actually,
23 points of damage. After his turn, Brian's turn. Con save. Yes, that's a great point for banishment. It's a natural 20.
Okay, well, you know what? We tried.
Hold
this
on.
universe just gets so
That
much
was the one
worse.
for
Just
me.
like family decaying away, loved ones decaying away, friends decaying away. Why is it so much worse now?
So, Griff, it is your turn.
Yay! So how close is this crystal to being fixed?
I'd say if you roll well enough, you could fix it this round.
And I just watch Michael drop, and then I get stabbed.
Yes, you watch Michael drop and then you get stabbed.
Okay, that's not great. Don't really want to get stabbed again. I'm gonna try to put this thing together as fast as I can. I get stabbed in the back, but my hands are like working without any kind of brain interference.
Okay.
You know, like my mind and my body are two separate things right now. And I'm just focused on this project.
So go ahead and roll with the same roll that you made last time.
Oh, please. 4 plus 7 is 11.
You are distracted by the pain that pierces through your body. It is terrible. The necrotic energy that radiates from this weapon distracts you, and you find your hands shake, the damage starting to strike a chord inside of you. You can't repair the crystal in this round. You do make progress, but it is still damaged.
And that being said, I also want to get the heck away from this guy. So I'm gonna Blessing of the Raven Queen again.
So it really is just infinite vulnerability.
3 times a day.
3 times?
Dang.
That's good.
And I am going to go ahead and teleport. Looking at the room, I want to see if I can get behind cover.
Yeah,
Maybe
so-
just like behind one of the boxes.
Sorry, point of order, it did take your action to try to repair this
This is
crystal.
bonus
This is a bonus action? Okay,
Yeah.
and Blessing of the Raven Queen and the Teleport are both a bonus action?
That's
They're the
Blessing
same
Raven
thing.
Queen.
It just happens? Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah, I
sweet. No,
teleport
I totally
and then-
believe you. Okay, so you're looking for sort of a place that's behind cover?
Yeah, I think I just want to pick a box that's far enough away from both of them,
Okay.
if possible.
Sure, I think that you can find that place. I think that it probably lies somewhere on the opposite end of the room where I think nobody is, where one of the entrances was.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and get behind one of the boxes.
Are you taking the crystal with you? It's the large thing. It'd be hard. I think probably not.
I'm gonna go with no then.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I like let it go. You know, is it floating in space or is it still hooked up to the
It like parts of it is floating in space. The part that didn't completely fracture is still sort of imbued in the thing that Michael built.
Ooh, well, I hope those don't go flying everywhere. But yeah, I teleport out and I'm hiding behind the box.
Okay. After you would have been Michael. Michael, you are incapacitated. You see just this horrifying world of trippiness and goo and ichor. It's horrifying.
Michael screams into the void.
And the void screams back.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Screams back a little quieter this time.
Delilah, you're up to bat.
Cool. Start of my turn. My personal amplifier makes a wither and bloom at the location where switch weapon is
Yes.
on top of me. So Bryant needs to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Constitution, that is going to fail.
Great. He's going to take 2d6 necrotic damage, which is 8 necrotic damage.
Okay.
One creature of my choice within the area can spend and roll on its unspent hit dice, but you just teleported away, right?
Yep.
Anise, have you taken any damage?
I have, but I'm still over half.
That's okay. I can't really hit anyone else with it. So, Anise, you can roll one of your unspent hit die if you want, and regain a number of hit points equal to your roll plus 4 DC 10 Constitution saving throw on behalf of our friend.
Yes, great points. That is a success.
Great. Next, Delilah's going to use her bonus action to whack at him with her spiritual weapon.
Okay.
It's a 13 versus armor class.
A 13 matches. So let's go and roll the coins of fate.
Cool.
Heads, flip it. That is going to be tails.
Dang.
Unfortunately, so the attack misses.
Okay. Well, Delilah can tell that this guy is holding Michael down, I think, and she can see the blue necrotic light flowing from him. But while he may use blue light is Delilah's to command, and she will do with it as she pleases. She is going to cast Dispel Magic, decaying the decay.
Okay.
So because it's a 4th level spell, I'm going to need to make a DC 14 ability check using my spellcasting ability.
DC 14, go and make that roll.
That's a 22.
A 22. You see that the magic dispels. Michael, you are suddenly brought out of this realm. Okay, is that all you'd like to do with your turn?
That's all the things I can do.
Anise.
The end of my turn will be the end of the second round. Yes.
Yes, we are coming into the third round.
And
Wait, who goes first between Delilah and Michael?
Delilah goes after Michael.
Okay.
And you said the city will hit the water. The start of the fourth?
At the start of the 4th round.
Oh my god.
Okay. So, Anise, riding Triple P, approaching this shine capacitor rod that is just like, that we are hurtling down through. That's scary. As she rides by the machines that blew up, by everything, by everyone in this battle, Triple P just like twists them upside down using their telepathy to link on this thought, and she's gonna like scoop off the ground 2 pieces of shattered conduit. Of shine conduit. And as they approach the shine capacitor, she closes her eyes to think for a moment on the LGBTQ community center, the people that she knows from there back home. She reflects on them finding each other and having some found care and love and family in that. She reflects on the ruins of that community center and how everyone in that community came around afterward and was just helping the cleanup project. She thinks about the other people that she's seen in her time as a Shine Brigade member at parades or events, at fun runs or whatever. And then her mind, it shifts to imagine the people of Dandelion, the people in the LGBTQ community center here who must be terrified out of their minds, hurtling through the air, the people who are at home with their families, the people who are at school with their friends, and in this moment, this welling emotion of the people that she wants to protect, it starts to fill her with some more shine energy. Her connection to Triple P, that telepathic connection, opens up wider as an alteration of the feature to summon the greater seed, right? We're just like, yes, summoning this greater bond, this closer connection, thinking even back to the memories from Richard Oakledge that she got of the two of them, how Triple P came to be. And in this moment, Anise and Triple P are more or less of one mind. She holds down one of the conduit pieces, which he grabs in his mouth, and he goes to one end of the shine capacitor, and Anise jumps off, going around the other end. And at the same time, light of time, slow gravity. And at this, they both stick the conduits that they were holding and just put them directly against the shine capacitor that's whizzing by. To try to like siphon some shine energy. What the goal here is to try to use our green light that we share and the amplified power from the shine capacitor to try to slow the descent of the city to give us some more time.
I would like both you and Buddy Puppet to make a shine check. actually, putting Puff Against is going to be the help action on this. It makes more
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
Hot dice. It's a good thing we got that help action. That wasn't even in the thing. Okay, yeah, that's much better. That'll be a 23.
So with a 23, I will say that you're trying to slow the descent of the entire city.
Yeah. Now that said, right? Part of this thought, maybe I probably should have asked you if this was even possible before just going and doing it. But the thought was that touching with our squishy little creature bodies, these shine conduits,
Yes.
directly against the capacitor.
Oh,
Um,
to power you up.
yeah, that might hurt, but it also might give us the power to slow it down at least enough to give our allies more time to fix
So,
this.
if you're touching the central shine capacitor, I actually unfortunately need you to make charisma saving throws.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Ego death. Fuck.
But
Oh my god, no.
remember, Triple P gets that +3. I'll be an inorganic 20, baby.
Okay, so you save against the effect. Anise, there is void energy that is running through the central shine capacitor.
Oh no.
And you didn't notice it before, but it's there. And Triple P rolled a natural 1.
Oh no.
Oh.
No. No.
No.
He's already.
God, I looked over and Xander
poisoned
looked
as well.
genuinely actually worried, and I knew. Oh god.
Triple P's in my aura still, though.
So he gets half the
Oh my
product.
god, his body will live, but the mind is shattered.
Oh no.
He's just a horse.
No! Oh my no!
You can still summon him.
He's just a horse.
He's just a horse.
Triple P the sequel.
Triple P is going to live. He is going to take 47 points of necrotic damage, which gets reduced to 23. 23 points of necrotic damage. You're going to take half of that, which is going to be 11 points of necrotic damage. And I'm sorry, I know this sounds really mean, but 23 does not do anything to slow the descent of the entire city.
That makes.
You know, it was worth
The
it.
DC,
cool.
the
It was
DC
worth a
was
shot.
very high, and you didn't make it.
I mean,
unfortunately.
we are talking about slowing down a fucking city falling through the
Okay,
sky.
this is
So
bad.
Iron Man getting on the bottom of it and just like.
that's exactly what it is.
Okay, so Anise, that's your turn.
It was 11 damage, you said?
That is 11 damage. There's going to be a lair action as the rumbling seems to get even more intense. Boxes fly to and fro. Some of them hit the sides and shatter into pieces. I need you all to make dexterity saving throws. Same rules as last time. If you're in free fall, you need to make it a disadvantage.
Because I'm Spider Clown. I'm good now.
You're tethered, yes.
Yay.
Who's within short distance of me? Let's get that +3 bonus.
That should be Griff and I at least.
No, I'm not.
No.
Oh, you
Teleported
that's
away.
right.
I don't
forgot.
I don't
know where
understand
you
where
are.
I'm at.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not a disadvantage.
One more time. So you 8,
11.
11,
5.
5, 1,
18.
18. Everybody except for Griff fails. Everyone who failed is going to take 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Fuck, I'm down.
No, you're not. You're at 1 HP.
I'm at 1 HP.
Death Ward
I'm
kicks
back,
in.
baby.
Oh, Delilah's gonna make her concentration saving throw. She has advantage on it as a warcaster. Delilah succeeds.
Rick also succeeded. I want Spider Clown's that important.
Top of the order is going to be Mary.
I'm just gonna hand me a new one. Sayonara, y'all. Recklin signing off.
No.
She is going to use her movement to approach you, Recklin.
Shield. I take my mirror cave and just like spider clean up and just kind of wrap it around me.
The first strike coming at you is going to be a 14.
No,
The second strike coming at you is going to be a 21.
that hits.
Okay.
Oh.
You don't
you're
need
at
to
1
roll, I have
HP.
1
You are
HP.
down. She's
I
going.
mean,
I mean, you could kill me, I guess. Like, permanently. You do more than 56 damage.
I don't think that's going to happen. She is going to use her third action to strike against you while you're unconscious.
Okay, cool.
You're going to take 2 automatic death saving throws that are failed.
Alright, sweet.
oh, shit.
I was growing sick of you. Okay. That was 3 strikes against you. That is going to be her turn. After that would be Recklin.
That's safe.
Please don't fail this.
Y'all. Y'all?
I have Revivify. But I have a single Revivify. Please don't fail this.
Do you want a cool cup to roll your dice?
I don't know. I'm bringing out the middle school cheat dice for this one. The old middle school dirty 20s. Oh my god.
Come on.
Guys.
Come on.
Raglan.
Unshakable. Yeah.
Unshakable.
Unshakable.
Unshakable, bro.
Wally honestly needs one death saving throw. Oh no. It's
So-
your first death.
Yeah. So that is audience. It was a 6. Or maybe a 9. No, a 6. Either way. And I think as Replin fades out, if you'd asked him a week ago, he would have been content dying for the Shine Brigade. And there's just this moment of, no, I just made such a beautiful world. We're not gonna be able to do anything. I don't want to die. And he just fades out with that, his last thoughts.
Triple P is going to use his reaction to cast Chronal Shift. As a reaction, after you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can force the creature to re-roll.
Roll again.
My heart gets again.
Oh, come on.
Guys, I don't like this. Wait, I thought I was gonna. I ran in. I didn't even run in. I just was too good at my job. It's a squeaky wheel. 14!
Yeah.
Triple P is gonna say, "No form of green light. Save Reckland, please." And you are brought back from the brink of death. Just barely.
So, are you stabilized now?
No,
Or just
I am
one
at
and
2
two?
death.
It's
Okay.
okay. I can
Yeah.
max health healing word Reckland.
Oh my god, though. But we don't have enough time. We don't have enough time. Let me die.
Reckland.
No, we don't have enough time. This is the whole city or reckless.
These are our last
No.
actions before
No.
the city hits the ground.
Delilah is not a mechanic.
No.
Xander's just gonna be like, and Delilah, as a bonus action you may.
Okay. I want to die.
Michael's actions can actually save the city. Delilah's cannot, so Delilah should be the one to heal you.
No, don't do it, Michael.
So Triple P is going to cast Wall of Force between you and Mary. A glittering green wall that prevents time from moving forward appears between the two of you. That is going to be Bryant's turn, who is going to be taking 3 attacks against Michael Brown.
Well, guess what? I got my reaction now. Shield.
Okay,
Take that.
one's going to be a 27.
Hits.
The second one is a natural 1. The third one is going to be an 18.
That misses.
Misses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shield.
So you're going to be
Shield,
you're taking 25 points of slashing damage.
Are you still up?
I'm up.
That was all from that one hit.
And
Yes.
so if you're in my aura and you go down, you wake up with 1 HP.
That's enough to do the job. That's enough.
You can go down to my aura and be fine.
Yeah.
How close were you? Wait,
I
did
got-
you go down or no?
No, I have 7 HP left. I think.
Okay, we're gonna. Cause you're close to me. Yes. Yes.
Yes, I'm within the range of your radius.
Go for it.
5.
Guys, I'm not.
Are we next to each other?
We might have fucked this up.
Oh,
Yes, you are close by.
Close by
Still
enough for me
solid.
to
Still fixable.
interception fighting style and try to deflect, at least partly deflect that blow. The effect is to reduce the damage by 10.
Go ahead and make that roll. Reduce the damage.
Reduce it by 9.
Okay. So after that is going to be Griff. Griff, the round is round 3.
Still got stamina, but you know. God.
It is
Not
round
a
3,
It's all
and
good.
at the top of round 4, the flying city will collide with you.
Moly guys.
The gem is almost fixed. There is a thing set in place to allow it to be repaired, to allow it to be set in stone, to allow this mechanism of orange light to be completed.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Griff sees Reckland go down and like kind of reaches out a hand. He's like, Reckland, no, and then starts moving toward it. And what Reckland said earlier pops into his head, where he's like jokingly like, I'd die for you, Griff. And at the time, it just seems like a joke, and then in this moment, he's like, "Oh, this is not a joke, and I don't have time to save Recklin." And kind of calculates in that his head runs through as many different ways he can do everything at once, and realizes like he goes to save Recklin, the city hits the ground, and so hopefully Recklin's not dead. Hopefully not. Hopefully there's something someone else can do, but Griff can't do it. And he looks back at the console, and I think he kind of spins the box that he's behind, just like gives it a tilt and lets it rotate with him kind of draped over it, and is going to just like push off of it as it's rotating and just like jettison himself all the way back to the center console.
Don't you just bless him with the living thing again? The last use of it?
No, I gotta save it.
Okay.
For what? For what?
When things get really dire.
God!
Teleportation versus walking doesn't make a difference here, guys.
Okay, you arrive at the center console.
And I'm gonna try to put all the pieces back together.
I will tell you right now that the DC to fully fix it is currently set at 15.
Oh, what? No, that's too high. Oh.
You don't have any flash techniques left, do you?
I put my shield up. Sorry.
Alright, I pick up the crystal. I take it into my hands. And I look over at Michael. You got any more of that oil? The new one?
All out.
No.
And that's a 10.
No.
A 10 is not enough.
No.
It's on you, Michael.
No.
The crystal is not repaired. You have made more progress, but it's not quite right. There's still fractures in it. You know that if light were to shine through this, that it would destroy the crystal fundamentally.
Oh, God.
Off of your turn, Michael Brown. The DC is now 10.
Michael starts moving over from this OSHA hazard of machine that he has created, and starts walking towards the shine capacitor. In his mind, he's sitting there thinking, I just cast shield to protect myself. I was selfish yet again, and now other people are going to get hurt because of it. And he thinks back to his conversation with his wife earlier about how he's just awful at communicating, and how it really is all about him when it comes to these arguments. It's about his necessity to do things and his unwillingness not to do them. He just gets so frustrated, and his skin even starts beginning this like almost suntan orange as he walks over. He raises his wrench, one with the tiny two little eyes on it, and he's going to smack the shine capacitor as hard as he can.
You pull out the little wrench. Oh, hey there, Michael Brown. Are you gonna save the world?
Michael doesn't even respond. He's just staring forward, bloodied face, dirt everywhere. Looks like he's a little shell-shocked even, and just raises him up above his head, smashes down into the shine capacitor.
I'm assuming you're trying to repair it. And
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
Shine devices.
you go ahead and make your roll with the same thing that you did before.
Oh my God.
Intelligence and tool proficiency?
Yes.
That is a 29.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You swing your mighty wrench down onto the orange that is the fractured crystal. You see that pieces of it from all around start to flitter back in, creating a perfect, untouched crystal.
Kinetic force repaired the kinetic crystal.
I think throughout this process, Griff is like, Michael, what are you doing? No, stop! Don't do that!
Just angrily walking.
The crystal reforged connects to the central shine capacitor. I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Fuck me. No. 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 Oh my God, I'm gonna get taken out by a box.
Wait, is it still Delilah's turn next?
So you are
Next.
stopping the momentum of the city,
Yeah.
and the boxes are kind of flying to a stop. I want you to roll just a luck roll. I want you to just roll a d20 and tell me the result to see if any boxes happen to collide with you.
Nat 20. No boxes.
Everyone's unconscious bodies just...
Yeah, you see
Reeling.
Recklin's body sort of fall to the floor. There's like boxes just like colliding all over the place. They just like seem to be missing Recklin by a hair, just by a little bit.
Doesn't even take damage from colliding with the floor. You just like land in a thing of packing peanuts.
With a natural 20, I don't know why. There's like a Tempur-Pedic mattress here. It sort of just like slides underneath you. Your head just gracefully falls on it. You're fine. Dexterity saving throws for the rest of you.
Now the important question is, how many G's can a Tempur-Pedic mattress save you from?
Does the wine glass spill at 5 Gs?
The wine glass does not spill. This is a Tempur-Pedic made with special orange kinetic light. Okay, there are
Damn.
crystals in there. There are springs and crystals. Anyway, what did you go? I'll roll for your dexterity saving throws.
18.
I figured out where all of Recklin's boxes went, and they all hit Griff, and I got a 12, and I did not save.
Is it still the disadvantage?
No, just straight dex because you're all just kind of falling.
It's 19 for me.
19.
I still get a +3 from you, right?
If you're within 10 feet of me, a short distance from me.
Oh, wait. It's a +3? I'm next to you now.
Yeah.
So I get a 15.
15. Coins of fate.
Yes.
12.
19.
19, and you got an 18.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
think a 21, I think, actually.
I rolled 3d12, right? I got a 2, a 1, and a 2.
You'd still be alive.
So everyone who failed is going to be taking 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Everyone who succeeded is going to be taking a measly 2.
Yo, that sounds good to me. Honestly, I could not handle much more.
City falls from the sky, immediately stops. People take 5 damage.
They're all dead. They're civilians. Oh no, they have 1 hit point.
It's a good thing we're superheroes.
No, it's not the falling. It's the boxes. It's the boxes, you guys.
Okay, so there's that,
Yeah.
and then there's the 20d6 damage we take from fall damage.
No,
For hitting the ground when it
No,
stops
it's on a
immediately?
cloud city. You're just landing
yeah,
it's like hitting
you're
the
landing on a
brakes,
cloud.
You know, it's got to slow.
All right, bear with me a little bit, folks. You, the Shine Brigade, have stopped the Cloud City from falling in the sky. You can't see outside right now, but if you could, you would see that you're just a measly couple feet from the hard ground. The impact has been saved by both the kinetic energy, which has softened the blow of falling for everybody, including you, the Shine Brigade, and all of the citizens that reside in Dandelion. Delilah.
First things first, I'm the realist.
Wait, I gotta do points of fate and see how much damage.
Oh, that's... Will you take 3 additional points of damage, also halved once again
The
because
lowest
Blessing of the Raven?
stake
No,
coins
I
of
didn't
fate.
use blessing of the
Okay, heads or tails?
Tails.
Flip or no flip?
Well, now you gotta flip it again.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna do it, but
No flip.
The stakes are high.
it's tails.
Yes. 2 points.
2 points of bludgeoning damage. It's like there's just like a small like little rock that just dinks on your head.
Listen, when you have 8 HP, you gotta.
Oh my goodness, you were banking on this
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so Delilah.
My personal amplifier goes off. Another Wither of Bloom centered on my spiritual weapon, which is on top of our group here. Byron needs to make a Constitution DC 15 saving throw.
Okay, 15.
Yep.
And you said this is Constitution.
Yep.
That is going to be a save.
Cool. He's still going to take half damage from this. It's just going to be 6 half to 3
Great.
necrotic damage. And Griffin, you get to roll one of your hit dice and add 4 to the roll of healing. So I think for you should be 10. Next things next, Delilah is going to cast Healing Word at the 3rd level on Recklin. So that is going to be 3d4 plus 4 maxed. So that's 16 health back to Recklin. Hopefully she doesn't just wail on you again.
Don't look at me, Xander.
Because Mary's still like 5 feet away from me.
Just play dead.
And because that was a spell, I can't cast another spell at her. So instead, I'm going to use a cantrip, Toll the Dead, at Mary, and she was so kind to tell us her name. DC 15 Wisdom saving throw from Mary.
Wisdom
please.
saving throw. That is a failure.
Great. She's going to take 2d12 because she's taking damage this fight.
Don't.
That's going to be 15 necrotic damage as Delilah just like wails on her bass at this like glorious, grim tune melody that she slams on the bass echoes around.
This will knock Mary out. Is there anything special that you'd like to do?
Well-
balls.
Do it!
Kill her! Explode her head.
Take her face as a trophy.
There's nothing special that I want to do. I just, if I'm able to, I've used all my actions, so I don't think I'd be able to, but I want to like run over there and try to grab a crystal. I want to stop Byron from being able to like teleport her out of here. Is he in melee range of us right now?
So he's in melee range with Michael currently. He's been sort of standing over them as they've been trying to repair this thing. Just
And
like,
me.
yeah, and you, Griff.
Okay, I'm gonna put myself in between Byron and Mary, but I'm still gonna stay within range of Michael, Griffin, and he's still, my aura is still gonna be around. Oh, I need to roll concentration for that. I have advantage, but we'll do it just for giggles. Delilah stays. Yeah, so Delilah stays kind of in this melee mess, but Delilah is in between.
Cool, so you just run up to him. So after Delilah is going to be Anise.
Anise is on the ground after getting that feedback from touching the shine capacitor again and like landing and everything. She's prone on the ground. She shakily stands up, looks to Triple P, who's doing in a bad way, but then looks to her allies who are also quite bloodied, maybe not doing so well. And though she's still shaken and you can see on her body across her armor, there's these sparks and lightning jumps of shine that are still like coursing through her, reverberating now and then. She is strangely used to touching shine capacitors at this point.
It's happened a couple times.
It may have happened every time.
Every time we've seen
Every
him.
time we see
Now that
touch
I
it.
think about
I
it,
just can't help myself.
Exactly.
Shiny.
But she's going to see all the people that she wants to help to protect in this moment, but acknowledges there that she can't help all of them directly. So maybe the best way to help them is to take out a threat. So she shakily gets to her feet, and then she starts taking 1 step, 2 steps, and then a bit of a running start at Bryant, and raises the sunflower sword and swipes down to hit.
Go and make your attacks.
First one is going to be a 23.
That hits.
And in addition, as she comes down, this like extra sparking shine energy from directly touching the shine capacitor is going to run down her arms and into the sunflower sword. The light that makes the stem of this leaf like glows brighter, and you see as she takes this swing, the vines that make up the hilt, they sort of uncoil for a moment, and kind of like her flail as she swings down, these uncoil, leaving the blade behind, and then they snap forward with extreme prejudice as she burns a 2nd level spell slot to divine smite this bitch.
Okay, you go ahead and roll your damage. I'll make a Constitution saving throw on the roots, or a Strength saving throw. Sorry. He succeeds that, but you will still get the damage.
Okay, it's still gonna be 48.
Nice.
Plus 4 is 15,
15.
baby.
Nice.
A lot of drama.
Okay, you've
A
got
lot
another
of
attack.
drama.
No, run it back.
So we're gonna do that. And then there's still some shine energy coursing through her, because I mean, she touched the fucking thing. So yeah, she's coming around for the 2nd hit. And this is gonna be our first natural 20, baby.
Natural 20!
And you know we're gonna divine smite that shit.
Okay, go ahead and roll your crit damage on Divine Smite.
Oh my god. All over.
Okay, I need we got 8d8
8d8 plus 4.
plus 4. All right,
34 plus 4, 38.
38 damage.
You are about to mess him up. What would you like to do?
She comes down with this first one and realizes what this sword can do, the sunflower sword, how it's kind of attuned to her, and how she's used her weapon in the past, hanging back and moving faster with time forward, and understanding that now with the second one, she's really able to channel the rest of that shine energy that got pumped into her body from the capacitor. She takes this second swing, and the sunflower sword glows brighter than ever as it hangs back. Anyone nearby watching could notice as the leaf shape of this blade suddenly just like grows wider, stronger, evoking the memory of your and she comes down with this intense damage straight across his back.
And he falls to the floor. You, the Shining Brigade, have just defeated two of Frown's most competent minions and saved the city of Dandelion.
You know what? We did it before the start of the 4th round, baby!
Oh my god. I thought we really messed that one
I
up.
know we really messed that up. We really nearly did.
When we were down bad. We had like half a round to save everything. Recklin was dead.
We're like out of action economy.
See the Anise stands there heroically for a moment, and then these bright green lights on her armor and on the sword start just fading a little bit, and she gets woozy and just falls over.
You see that the central shine capacitor is becoming more and more dark. Everyone who has a phone, you get a ping. News bulletins from across the world. The 10 shine cities, the 10 cities, all have had their central shine capacitors corrupted. One more news bulletin. The shine compound has been destroyed. And that's where we're on today's session.
Scooter!
Wait.
Welcome back, everyone! If you're just joining us, it's a balmy 72-degree day here in Sunflower City. Today we have an exhibition match between a local college, Saffron Tech, and their rival, Morel University, for the Rose Crown. As always, I'm your host, Jonathan Westwood, and I'm 120 feet in the air right above Sunshine Stadium with a perfect bird's eye view of all of today's action. We're starting off in the 4th quarter. Michael Brown, the promising freshman from Saffron Tech, has the ball in the side box to kick in. And here he goes. Michael Brown kicks in the ball. Oh, it's past to Dudley. He's driving past defenders one by one. Oh, he's unstoppable. Now being crossed by 2 defenders just before the Moral State's goal. He's looking for his teammate. Cross field. It's passed over to Brown. And he goes in for the shot and... oh! Misses! It looks like Brown is down, folks. We're gonna cut over to a brief intermission.
Hey bud, hanging in there?
Yeah, I guess. I can't really move my foot that much.
I'm sure it's no big deal. You're young. Kids these days are practically made of rubber.
Is Mom coming?
She's on her way.
Could you ask her to bring a blanket? It's kind of chilly.
Hi, I assume you're Michael's father? I'm Dr. Shepard. Can we talk outside?
Is everything okay?
One sec, Mike.
Hey, Michael. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm okay. It doesn't hurt so bad anymore.
Good. We need you to be comfortable.
So, is it bad?
Well, nothing seems broken, but it appears you tore your ACL when you went down.
What does that mean?
It means that you will need...
Michael, it means that you're not playing flower ball this year or the next. Saffron Tech will take away your scholarship and you can finally drop this stupid dream and come work for me. Now you can sit around here feeling sorry for yourself, or you can buck up and actually think about what you're going to do next.
Everything I've worked for, it's just gone? Are you fucking kidding me? Is there nothing I can do?
Michael, your life isn't over. Being dramatic isn't going to do you any good. And there is something you can do. You can step up and be a man for the first time in your life.
But this is the only thing I want.
You think the real world cares what you want? 'Cause newsflash, buddy, it doesn't. Life isn't fair. Being a man means getting up in the morning, drinking your shit coffee, working for a boss you hate, and at the end of the day, the only break you get is that cold beer and a half-assed kiss from your wife, if you're lucky. You don't get to give up just because things don't go your way. Bills need to get paid, and mouths still need to get fed, so walk it off.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Dad.
I gotta get back to work. I'll see you at home.
Yeah. Thanks, Dad.